ahead and unmute us here. Hey, it's 28 millimeter RPG here with Shonner. And
If you say so.
yeah. Well, his
Check
name
the check
is.
this. Check the YouTube and see if we have audio.
Let's see.
Or should I do it?
Go ahead and check. We should have audio.
Don't make me do it. How do we get to YouTube again? Why? It says live.
It's working. It's working. Yeah, we're live. Yeah. I have my phone down here to check on any live chatty things that are going on.
I heard echoes, so it's working.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, the point of this video is we're gonna check out this thing called Men. It's put out by the Red. What are they called? The Red Room.
The Red Room.
The Red Room. Miguel himself and the gang there has put this out, and unfortunately, you can't get it right now because it's been removed from Drive-Thru RPG for the moment. So let's go ahead and bring her up here. Woohoo!
So what happened? You got it today, and you had a feeling it would be taken down?
I had a feeling. Because I seen it. I was like, ooh, wait a second. Yeah. So I decided, may as well pick it up. I mean, I like some of the Wretched stuff that he's got going on there. So definitely, if anybody's out there listening to this, check out the Wretched, his role-playing game. Great ideas. Yeah, I like the ideas. I haven't really checked up on mechanics, but I just love all the ideas that he has. So Abe kind of turned me on to Red Room, and started me on this craziness here. So yeah, Men, a manly RPG for manly men. The artwork so far. I mean, the 10-pack is kind of weird, but
it looks like a prompt on top of a photo reference. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Like I'm trying to think which actors were these to begin with.
He could have
got AI'd.
Yeah, he could have used a prompt from like a heavy metal artist or something like that too. I'm not sure. Okay, so Bradley did all the art, except for the Adobe stock.
Who's the writer?
Writer is Dick Pound. Wonder who that is.
Okay, Dick.
Hey. Yeah, Richard is the short form of Richard is Dick. Yeah, it wasn't me, so. Yeah, AI art is generated by Stable Diffusion, Dreamlike Art, and Playground AI. So I don't have Stable Diffusion myself. I use the Midjourney. And I believe you can only use Stable Diffusion if you have a NVIDIA card. Is that a correct thing? Correct assumption?
I don't know.
I mean, I think
I use websites. I go to websites that use Stable Diffusion, so I don't have to have Stable Diffusion.
Okay.
But then I'm at the mercy of the server I'm on to figure out what I want prompted.
So let's see. I mean, when it comes down to it, I prefer looking at this more so than like DAS, 3D DAS. Watching, looking at that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. This is way better than using poser people or DAS people.
So I mean, give it credit. He did a good job, and you got all the fingers there.
You got 6 knuckles. Yeah.
6. 1, 2. Yeah,
The
maybe
hands and the eyes give it away sometimes.
sometimes. Yeah, that's not bad. You know, it's some pretty
But
good
it's
prompt.
it's hit and miss. It's trial and error. It's do 20 pictures until it's just the way you want it.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas poser, every frame is a poser frame, and it's like, but with the AI, sometimes you get some surprises, like, ooh, that's a good background, or that's good lighting, or that's good shading, or that's good coloring,
exactly. I mean, you can't go
or
wrong
lens
when it's
lens
right.
focus, or so. Yeah, even though it's random, it's better than what poser does. That's not even random. It's just
Yeah.
what you see is what you get.
Alrighty, so some credits there, and this is what these
Or like
these little quotes.
OJ
And
Simpson.
I found this work to be very inspiring. Ted Bundy. I can't do an OJ Simpson. Can you do an OJ Simpson?
I can't do anybody. I
Uh,
was trying to do Christopher Walken last night in the car, but no, I forgot how to do it. I have to listen to him talk to do it.
he's got that. He's got that inflection. You know, it
Yeah.
kind of sounds like
What are
he's.
you doing? My Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, he talks like that.
Yeah.
He does it on purpose too.
And this is obviously a satirical kind of thing. So, but I'm kind of wondering what was the real general purpose behind this? Or were they just was he just testing the grounds? You know, seeing how far he could push the envelope.
I like that
Uh,
when it says, I was hard throughout the entire book, and then I raped some dude.
now,
Like that
now,
could be one sentence right there.
now
Some dude.
I could see something like that causing a bit of problems there, but you know,
I mean, that right there, I can see drive through just saying, "Yeah, whatever, dude, you're canceled."
yeah. So I did some pre-editing before all this in order to get rid of the boobies and stuff like that. So there's this isn't
Pre-editing,
exactly
okay.
what. So I kind of prepared myself here. So here goes on here, kind of just mincing words here. Men is a work of satire. So satire. So a very serious satire. If you do not like what this satire says, he is gonna ram you in the guts with his big ass horns, and then ram you in the ass with his big ass dick, and then kill you and eat you. This is not a disclaimer.
If they just kept that one first sentence there instead of the whole paragraph, they probably would still be on drive through. But no, they had to push it. They couldn't just say it's a work of satire. No, they had to say
Yeah.
all that other stuff. And then they said this is not a disclaimer. So it's like, okay,
if you cannot take a joke, he gets right into it here. So he's you know, he might chirp in, like he said he would probably chirp in tomorrow in the
don't write
comments.
an RPG when you're mad. When you're angry. Don't design an RPG when you're mad.
It's just yeah, he's it sounds a little it sounds a little mad, but you know, I guess
I mean, but it's setting the tone
yeah,
for the rest of the game, for the rest of the book, right?
exactly.
How many pages is it?
131.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fairly long. It's pretty lengthy. I'm not sure if I'd be able to get this printed anywhere. I think like Lulu or something like that. I haven't tried.
Express.
Yeah, I haven't tried any of that lately. But what I heard was you could be able to print your own hardcover books, but you'd have to do kind of a private thing.
I mean, if I like the system, the actual die mechanic, I would just buy a hard copy on
Yeah.
Amazon. I'm guessing it's going to be on Amazon. That's where I buy all my hard copy stuff.
All right,
My
let's
hardcover stuff.
get into this meat and potatoes of this thing. Alrighty, so let's get into here. In Men, you play real men who kill, fuck, and eat things. You are doing this to maintain your fearsome erection, the source of your power. Wow. Your enemies are the emasculating feminazis, sneak attacks from butt pirates, exploding boomistani, and other freaks. Kill them, have your way with their daughters. Because real men do not sit in their cave all day long, reading some stupid fiction. This book is divided into several short chapters you can read while laying turds the size of asteroids. And here's the introduction. We're getting into the mechanics here. So, Men uses a system called BBB: brains, brawn, and balls. These three things are three things real men are made of. So, you know, I've read through part of this. There is quite a few like spelling errors and stuff like that, but
Well, in a way, the three B's make sense
yeah.
for real men. We're
Well,
talking real men, though.
yeah, bronze are used to fuck up anybody who stands in your way. To these things, balls keep you from becoming a mincy little wuss. This system and some shit about this whole RPG thing works is described in rules. Alrighty, so now do you know what also starts with B? A boner. You get all sorts of boners when you get horny hard, murder hard, and I am about to eat the whole fucking mammoth hard. The ton of dynamite hard, the bears riding dinosaur hard, and so forth. Okay, so each boner grants you a different superwoman, but regular for men power. So a different superwoman power. That's interesting. I wonder what this is all about. I haven't read kind of further than this superwoman power thing. How much have you read of this so far? Lots? The whole thing?
I looked at like the first 10 pages and then gave up.
Yeah. I kind of did. I kind of did a few, and then I'm kind of just glance reading as I'm kind of going through editing the whole thing.
Yeah, the F bombs. Too many F bombs.
Oh yeah. It's yeah.
So I didn't
Hey,
even get a chance to think about what kind of setting you would have for this.
right.
Like,
I'm thinking like
are there
Richard
like the
Corbin.
bad guys? The bad guys, do they drive like big trucks to make up for their you know, or they have big guns to
I
make
mean,
up for their,
I mean, if it
are
doesn't
there Napoleons? Are there
uh,
guys with Napoleon complexes in this game that are the the little bads?
if it doesn't
You know,
include it, you can rate yourself an add-on to this.
yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be
Expansion.
an add-on to this. Because the Red Room has add-ons for all their source
Yeah,
books. Like they have source books for core books, kind of thing.
yeah. I like the postcards from Elavidad. That's a pretty cool thing. It's very kind of cyberpunky, but weird, kind of more closer to our world, but it's weird. And I think they have some pretty cool ideas, stuff that I would definitely take into a traveler game. Some of those ideas. So that's where I get some of my inspiration is by reading weird stuff like this. Alrighty, so all these different boners and the awesome powers they grant are described in boners. Okay. The world and everything in it is described in setting. Real men love hearing stories around the world because it makes their dicks hard. And real manly hate. Make dicks hard with real manly hate. Without
Yeah,
knowledge, All you have to kick around are your lazy wife and no good kids. With knowledge, you can go on holy wars, kill people you would have never otherwise even heard of. Okay. Um, I mean,
And that's it. That's the setting.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Fully pledged the idea of destroying as much trees and whatever the fuck they make ink from. Okay. And
The setting is what your character's doing, I guess, on their free time.
okay, so the more levels you gain, the bigger your dick gets. Women do not have dicks, so cannot gain levels.
Makes sense.
Yeah. In fact, women are described in the inventory chapter. You were right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And different. They are recorded in the item section of your character sheet because they are things.
Yeah, there's
Ooh.
things.
Ooh.
They have no soul.
Oh. That's good women do not speak. They only raise an anticipation. Uh oh. Did we get did we
You're
get
freezing up?
Yep. Maybe they caught wind of us and they're like, oh.
They only raise their what?
They only raise their hindquarters in anticipation. Bad women speak all the time.
Oh man.
Can you could read this, right? Is that readable?
Yeah, I can read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's readable. I'm reading as you read. Hey, remember True Lies?
Mm-hmm.
That one Asian girl. She was kind of a pain in the ass, right? They're on that bridge heading to what is it? Key West or something? They're in Florida, right?
Okay, yeah.
They're on that long ass bridge that goes somewhere.
Okay.
There's a chase scene involving helicopters and rockets and trucks. Anyway,
yeah,
that's where the girl died. The bad girl dies in that part of the movie, right?
Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, when she dies, I'm like, I mean, I don't like. I'm not much of a fan of seeing women killed in movies, but when she died, I thought, yeah.
Well, that's good writing. If that evokes kind of emotion like that, the catharsis of seeing that happen, that's good. You got to have that in role playing games too.
She's the same actress from Wayne's World, I think.
Right.
She's just playing a different character in that one. Yeah. So I was surprised to see her as a baddie in an Arnold Schwarzenegger film. But yeah, then she dies, and does she ever come back in another movie? Like, is that the end of her Hollywood? Because maybe she got married in real life and had kids or something.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't recall, but she could have been recruited in some sort of Netflix thing or something. But
I was disappointed when she just kind of like disappeared after that.
Huh. Alrighty,
she was pretty good.
Fortunately, the chapter of violence details several methods of making bad women good. The worst women are wild Amazons. They must be plowed something fierce to become good. Plow them to death if you have to death and beyond.
Wow, and beyond.
I warned everybody, on James's channel. I said it's going to be a little bit weird. Now you know how to kill. The monsters monsters chapter will tell you whom to kill. Do not let the name misguide you. This chapter includes NPCs and even cool dudes, as well as proper monsters like dick wolves, feminazi. We call it monsters because we thought the book would sell better that way. Okay. Now that you know how to play and who to play, you are probably wondering what to play. Like what adventures to run, what broads to fuck,
what adventures,
and how to make this all really manly. With that and more described in aptly named chapter tips. Finish reading? Great, let's start pounding. Could you run a game where they're all manly men, kind of like this concept in like a traveler game? Would that be a thing?
No,
I mean, I if I was to
it's it
use
it's
I,
too over the top.
I know this is too over top, but I mean like just all the guys are manly men, and
Oh, you can do like the Expendables, or you can do Blade Runner with replicants and Traveler, no
right,
problem.
right.
You can do, Wrath of Khan type stuff, the macho dudes wooing the women on their desert world, waiting for the Reliant to show up,
Hmm.
something like that. This
I'm
is SETI Alpha 6, or whatever he says.
see. This is why
A super race.
I,
Amazons. You can do Amazons with Traveler, no problem.
yeah. I mean, that's why I go through these is think of if there's anything that I can glean off of this and utilize it in a game. That's great. But my games don't have any like outright sex or anything in them. Um,
Oh, and Traveler, first, what do they call it? First feelings about this game. I would use all of this as monsters in Traveler.
hmm.
Regular guys and women go down to a planet, and there's guys that just want to screw you long and hard until you're dead. Like that's a monster. You can set that up in Traveler. You
Yeah,
encounter
yeah.
you encounter these barbarian dudes, and they just want to screw anything that moves. What do you do? And they've got the bomba. They have the bomba tools, stuff like that. And it's like, but it would be I don't know, it could be a serious thing, but you would have to have a consent form agreement, something, the safety tools, the social contract warning, this session's going to have these dudes in the game. Is that okay?
So, so it is. It is.
There's going to be some man on man action possibly in your Traveler session. Is that okay?
You gotta have that Monty Cook list of things ready to go here.
Or it could be a satire thing, and it turns out they're holograms, and it's being run by some kids as a prank.
Yeah, yeah,
They find the kids hiding in the
yeah.
back of inside a van, and they've got holograms of these dudes doing stuff.
It'd be an unusual situation if there's like a program in your sleep. If you're going under for a long period of time on your travel to whatever system, and they go
This,
ahead and play this kind of stuff in your
yeah, these manly characters are basically modded things you would see in a kid's video game.
like what's if Fist of the North Star and stuff like that. I
I
was I
guess.
was bugging one of my coworkers the other day, and I started walking. I was like doing the walk kind of like this. You know how they do that, and they got one leg going in front of the other. Like they're just walking slowly. Every time
Yeah.
they hit the ground with their foot, you'd be like a boom,
Yeah.
boom. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Don't you ever watch anime like Fist of the North Star?" And she's like, "What?" I, I like to get my coworkers kind of they know me. They know I'm kind of silly that way every once in a while.
Yeah, the I'm thinking of modded video games where instead of Camelot or Conan, you put in one of these guys, and you just you set your guy into God mode. He can't be killed, and he's just rampaging.
You'd have them like an NPC that joined the party, and then suddenly the party's like going, "Oh, what do we do with this guy?"
Yeah, release the Kraken, and then he comes out of nowhere and just, we have an army. Well, we have this guy.
we have a BBB.
Instead of the Hulk, you mod it to be one of these guys.
There you go. Yeah. All
And
righty.
he goes after all the women, and he tames all the hot women.
We got some a little wonky on the, but it's it's still.
Does that look like from a movie poster to you? Is
Yeah,
there
that's a lot. I think a lot of the prompts take off of like movie posters and stuff like that. Because
or is this from like an octagon, you know, what's that one called? The champion things? Where do those come? The UFC, or
yeah,
what
I
are those
mean,
things called where the guys fight to the death in the cage? What are those things? Anyway, it looks
so
like a
he's
poster
he's
from
wearing
one of those things.
a half short, half brief. It's interesting.
I guess like bicycle pants.
Could be a new style altogether. I do like the belt buckle thingy, and he's got stuff hanging off of there. Um, yeah, I mean these images aren't bad at all. Like for
I like how they got the muscles kind of in the right place
yeah,
for an exaggerated physique. It looks okay.
yeah, interesting. Good dust effect and everything in the background.
Yeah.
All right, let's see rules. Okay, we're not going to go into that. I guess if anybody wants to read that, go ahead. Um, from it's basically from Dawn, the sexy beast, answering a player who started a sentence with, "But the rules say," or maybe I should do it this.
Well, actually, you know who talks like that? That's Scott from who's that radio shock jock guy from the 90s? Um
Is that where you
oh,
got
what's
it
his
from?
name? Who's the guy that had porn stars on his radio stage, whatever?
Howard Sturt.
Howard Stern. Yeah, yeah. There was a guy named Scott. He was like the sound engineer, I think. And that's how he talked, and Howard Stern would make fun of how he talks.
Hmm.
Because Scott was like a total nerd
uh,
with tape on his glasses. I mean, Howard Stern was a nerd with tape on his glasses. So.
yeah, certainly. He kind of looked, gangly, kind of awkward looking dude. I could imagine what he looked like as a teenager. I mean,
Yeah, most people on radio are nerds because you don't have to be in front of a TV, so you're just radio. Yeah, as long as you have a radio voice, you're in.
so that's how the game works. Rules are loose and leave much freedom for the GM. Do not argue with your GM because the rules are loose and leave much freedom for him in order for you not to argue with him. Sounds
Who's the
reasonable.
monkey? Who's the monkey from Powerpuff Girls?
What's his name?
Something Mojo.
Mojo. Yeah, right. Right.
That's how he talks in circles. So the words in this is written in circles. It seems. How many times do they say 12 in this paragraph?
The men. Okay. The only type of die used in men is a D12. What do you think of that? No bell curve.
No bell curve. This is the part where I got as far as this. I'm like, okay, I'm in.
All right. So D12
So I'm
because
picky. I'm picky about game mechanics.
it's the manliest die.
Yeah.
It's cool. There we go. The D12.
Yeah, 12s are manly.
The D12. Everybody knows what the D12 is, except for those that are like, what the hell are these guys talking about? And they've come from some cooking channel for some reason.
Yeah, D20s are just fat guys.
So D12 because it's the manliest die. Barbarians roll D12 for hit points. So they're going off of the barbarians off of Castles and Crusades. They use a D12. Great axes roll D12 for damage. The Lord Jesus had 12 disciples, and I just pissed off 12 feminazis while writing this paragraph. So the D12 it is. All other dice are gay or liberal. Success
Did
is.
you know that guys? Did you know that guys can be feminazis now?
Sure. They make the best. They make the best feminazis now.
I remember when it was just women that could be those things.
They apparently make the best swimmers, women swimmers, and the best
soccer.
best soccer playing women.
Yeah.
Yep.
boxing, wrestling,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. So why?
track and field.
Yeah. So they get all the what do they call it? The scholarships and everything that should be going to um egg
Yeah, girls.
egg layers or
Yeah,
whatever they call
yeah.
them now.
Some the womb,
The womb
the womb.
keepers. The womb keeper.
Yeah, the women they train their whole life to be in the Olympics or something, and then some dude just shows up and snatches her trophy away
Yeah.
because he's a dude, twice her size. And
No,
he
no,
just
no, she's not. She is a she. Just because her pronouns say
oh, yeah.
that. All right. So a roll of 12 is always a success and grants you another roll. So it's a kind of an exploding dice. Even the mighty GM cannot change that. The roll of a 1 fails so badly it takes another success with it. Oh my God. This is known as a fuck up. All right, so bonus and penalty dice. Some effects in this book grant bonus and penalty dice. This is not an increase or decrease in the dice pool, but rather a fuck up with statistics. Bonus die means that you roll an additional die and then remove the lowest roll. A penalty die is the opposite. Okay. So, yes, you can have a roll with less than 0 successes. That's what we here call a clusterfuck. Your GM can increase or decrease the number you have to score or gain a success at will. There are no rules dealing with this, but he probably increase it if you behave like a cunt. With the exception of combat, the rules are simple as. Let me stress: these are not my words. Just in case you came into this, I did not write this. Alrighty, so I'm just reading it. So with the exception of combat, the rules are as simple can get, which is pretty simple. These are rules not for the mincy little. I don't know if I can say that.
No, you can't. You can't say that one. No, you can't say that one.
Unless it means a cigarette. You're Brit, and it's a cigarette.
No, not on the live stream.
Little lawyers looking for anus-like holes in the law to fuck real men at court. These are rules for real men who want to play a real game. Oh yeah, everything, yeah. So I do that to every customer that comes into our store and picks up the sunglasses. We have these Randy Macho Man ones. I say, if you put those on, you gotta say, "Oh yeah, I'm the bone saw." Yeah. All right. So yeah. So where were we here? Every fucking thing in men is done with opposed checks. Just like it is not fun eating things that never move before you ended their miserable, pathetic, and pointless existence by braining them with they need some more punctuation. I'm running out of breath.
Can you imagine, guys playing this game and they're asking the GM questions?
Can my character screw around with this thing here? Do I get a boner for that?
That's how the conversations would be at the table, I bet you.
You get a big F on your head for this word here. There you go. Okay, so yeah, I said Jupiter. It is not fun rolling against set numbers either. So okay, let's see. Success count. This is so anything a 6 or more is an epic win. By the looks of it, on a D12.
Epic win. Is that a typo?
Not sure. We will have to. He might have to explain that in the in the comments when he looks over this video.
I would think a 12 was an epic win.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. This kind of looks like, was it supposed to be a D6, but it is not.
Oh, it's
well,
degrees of success.
a play on words.
It's a degree of success. So whatever the target number is, these numbers above and below your target number, maybe.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. So
Like an effect in Traveler.
So if you had the number 10 as being the success roll, it's really freaking hard. If you rolled yourself a 9, it's a 9, it's not going to work. It's going to be an epic fail. So does that mean because this is 0, so a major fuck up?
I think if you roll the target number, that's a major fuck up.
Okay.
Or if it's a dice pool thing and you throw like 3 dice and none of them are successes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
It's not saying whether or not it is a dice pool though.
Maybe there's some more explanation for this later.
I like some of the examples here. Impaling yourself with a spear anally, drowning in a pool of soup bowl or something like that. Major fuck up is breaking a weapon and attack, antagonizing a dude you're bartering with. And poorly done, fixing something so it breaks in a day or two. Finding a stinking dead rabbit after a full day of hunting. Ah, okay. Yeah, that would kind of feel like, oh, why did we even do this? Yeah. Drawing decent porn, farting in a way that really lightens up the place. And the superb job is hitting a soaring eagle with a stone, causing a feminist to reconsider her views. Okay. An epic win is fixing a wagon so well it becomes a galaxy-class spaceship. And getting a man to lift the toilet seat. This is so different. Set numbers are for fucking losers. The only non-opposed rolls and checks. Okay, so it's opposed rolls and checks, so that means you're always rolling against another roll. So it's not a set number.
So the GM rolls all the time then?
I would guess.
And then you subtract 1 die from the other, and that's the effect?
So, yeah, so everything is kind of unpredictable. Because you couldn't kind of tell the character in some form whether or not it's a hard challenge or if it's an easy challenge. It's just roll.
It's just going to be modifiers then to your roll, and you hope for the best. There's probably no difficulty.
Yeah.
Mentioned.
Yeah. Okay, so
kind of like how the DM in Dungeons and Dragons usually makes a roll behind their screen. They'll roll a d20, and then they'll ask you to roll a d20, and then they compare notes, and they make up something.
Yeah. So everything in men, be it Grand Dragon of the Aryans or something nasty you pulled from your nose, has a trait that defines how many dice they roll. As for opposed checks, actions are initiated by one trait and opposed by another trait. He who scores the most successes wins. In the case of a draw, the dude with the bigger dick wins. The penis actually growing from his body, not a penis he is in possession of. We do not want to have guys starting dragging elephant dicks everywhere. So, yeah. Well, you know,
but he should have put the chart after this instead of before.
Yeah. The exception to this rule is dragons. Dragons always win. Why does he say that? I guess you're not supposed to be fighting dragons.
In Skyrim, you can get raped by a dragon if you have mods. Happened to somebody today in my game.
Happened
Who
to
was
a
that?
friend of mine. I heard things. They were not pleasant.
So then you try to kill the dragon without killing the person that's being raped by the dragon. Complications.
Complications. Alrighty, so combat is slightly more complicated and described in the chapter violence. Okay, below is a table listing of various objects and their traits. It does not include human and monsters because they are too complex to fit in this simple table. So a bull has brawn and hate. So they're getting into this before it's explaining it too. So you really want to know what the hate
The
is.
3 H's. Yeah, there's 3 H's mentioned later.
Okay. Cow is brawn. So yeah. Okay. Zed, he is dead. Deadness. Okay. Now let us return to the previously mentioned dude and his nose cheese. The dude has 6 traits: hunger, hate, horniness, and brains, brawn, and balls. Okay. So triple H, triple B. The first 3 represent his well-being. The last 3 represent his abilities. So I guess the hunger, hate, and horniness are kind of like a depletionist kind of thing. They're like his hit points in different kinds of aspects.
It's
I
like
guess
it could be like your spirit, your mental stat, and your fatigue or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Your will to live.
So the bugger
And that
has
one's your strength, your intelligence, and your what would balls be? I don't remember what balls is.
Moxie, endurance.
Balls is like but it's a physical stat or abilities.
I guess
Balls is what is it called when willpower? It's like willpower.
Willpower.
It's like I can do this. I can do that. You know, I can jump off an Empire State Building and live, kind of thing.
Okay.
That's ballsy.
All right. So the bugger has two traits: disgustingness and vulnerability. Remember, all vulnerable things are disgusting. Okay. Except for women. A woman who is not vulnerable might be a feminazi or an Amazon. Now that is disgusting. Anyhow, here's a simple demonstration.
So are Amazon women ugly in this setting, in this universe?
I don't know. I remember there was
Wonder Woman is an Amazon, right?
Right. Okay, men are immune to disgustingness, but women, even hairy and ballsy feminazis, are not.
There's a lot of what are these things called? Like in 10th grade, you have to take a class called geometry, and you have to memorize all these theorems. the A squared plus the B squared.
This is going to be on your DM
proofs.
screen.
You have to memorize all these proofs and know which theorem goes for which proof, and that's what this book has. A lot of these things. Now,
yeah,
men. The only disgusting thing in the universe is, you have to know these things, I guess. And you have to know it in the way it's written down.
Now we have Joe, who is a swell guy. He was running after some dumb broad who did not know what is good for her, when suddenly he came upon a wild woman war party led by a feminazi. Now Joe's a real man, but those ugly bitches are scary and have spears. All he's got is a cold. Smiling victoriously, he pulls a bugger from his nose, and with a hate plus brawn check, with a +2 made up bonus due to the cold, which Joe's player made up for just the occasion, His total die pool is 7, which is 3 plus 2 plus 2, and he rolls 3 successes. Extraordinary. Okay. He pulls forth his nose, a 3-foot abomination, more colorful than Pride Week in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, that's Brazil.
Okay. Crawling as if it was had a will of its own, dangling in the wind like some vomitous mockery of spaghetti. You know, that's how the French say it up here. It's spaghetti.
Spaghetti al dente. That means I don't know. There's bente
Spaghetti.
and dante.
That's not that is tender, I guess.
Not the bendy, not the smushy bendy one.
Yeah. JF, there are living things moving inside. This is a fucking disgusting. Specifically, it is an object with a disgustingness rating of 3. Now, as stated earlier, women are easily disgusted, and by God, right now, Joe is the most disgusting motherfucker in the forest. To get anywhere near him, a woman has to score 4 or more successes in a balls check. Okay, so in case of a draw, Joe, who has a dick, wins. Even though his buddy is pretty limp right now. Oh boy.
Okay, so you have to know, okay, there's a setting to this game, but then you have to know the behaviors and mental beings of everything.
Right.
To understand.
This is written like a, it's written.
It's layered. There's layers to this.
It's written by like a cipher system game because, you know, you have that kind of issue when you first read it. You're like, you're learning about all the aspects, but you're not given enough information because you have to read the rest of the book in order to make that first part that you read understandable. So sometimes, and I know they rewrote the cipher system rules so that it made a heck of a lot more sense. So, which was good. But this was like reading the first version of the cipher system. Women make their opposition checks on only one of them manages to score that many successes. Damn bitch, look at her. She's uglier and fatter than a fucking mastodon. She sees she is alone in this and giving in to the herd instincts that dominate womankind, walks away with the rest of her gang. Joe will not fuck tonight, but he will at least will not get fucked either. So I guess that's a win-win.
What a world. What a world.
I know. As you can see, these rules leave a lot of space for the imagination and give the GM a lot of freedom to decide what it does, what and what role should be made to do it. So do not fuck with them. Unlike other game books, you cannot use Men Book as some coward shield against the GM's wrath, I should say. In Men, rules lawyers get fucked. Real men get the girls and the glory and the gold. You can see my professional, censorship.
Could these rules have been written more in English, I suppose? Then you could actually play the game. Can you imagine players at the table going, okay, now I want to do, okay, where does it say in the book? Okay, I think this is the rule in the book where, and then they read the rule from the book and they're like, huh? It's like everything, innuendos, hidden what do they call those things? Anyway.
So we got we have a message here from Max, Legion of Myth. He says, "Wow, I jumped in at the right time. I just wanted to give a thumbs up before going to bed. Why thank you, Max. I appreciate it." And then now we have Shadow from Shadow and Sun in here as well. I'm not too sure if Jackson's with you. I did censor everything ahead of time just to let you know. Shadow, yeah, we're going through this book called Men. Um, it's a manly game. It's
Humanly.
it's manly. It's beyond manly. And I did put these things across here so that I didn't get dinged by some sort of YouTubian out there. All right, so real men, brain, brawn, and balls. These are three traits. Okay. What real men are made of? Brains represent how smart, cunning, and when pressed to the wall, charming you can be. Okay. Okay. Use brains to come up with a useful trivia, outsmart an ogre, or remember where you left the fucking keys. Even I must have low brains. Brawn represents how strong, healthy, quick you are. Use brawn to survive a club blow to the head, club the fucker who did this to you, and run away before his friends catch you. Balls. Balls represent your daring, strength of will, and personality. You were right. You were right. Use balls to avoid staring at the boobs of Medusa. Okay. Ironic, is it not? To sit on a hedgehog with your bare ass or get a hoe pregnant. Did not see that coming, eh? When you take damage, you usually reduce balls first and then brawn. Okay, so we got like a traveler thing going on here.
Yeah.
Damage that would reduce your brains usually kills you outright, unless it is the sort of damage suffered from attending a feminist rally and listening to their inane bullshit. Okay, let's see. We got more stuff going on here.
Okay. Most role players at the table are Democrats. So are they even gonna get what this book's talking about half the time?
Probably not. Probably not. Only
They'll be like, "What's wrong with the feminist rally?
OSR.
How can that be damaging?" You know.
So Shadow and Sun says, I saw Red Room talking about the game earlier this week. Sounds like a fun read. well, Shadow, you are getting a treat tonight. Mar Hockman says, right time, wrong time is a matter of perspective. Yeah, I guess. Max is missing. I think I seen furries in this, so Max is missing out. All right, so now the three other traits is hate, horniness, and hunger. This is what real men need. So these'll be the aspects which get reduced as well. Hate is how pissed off you are right now. Hate is a source of aggression, the shield against pain, your moral compass, and political motivator. A man devoid of hate is a drooling hippie vegetable. A man overflowing with hate has a brain aneurysm and dies while shitting himself. Here we go. Horniness. This is how strong your need to fuck is right now. It is what makes a man the master of women. It shuts out screams, kicks, and tears. It makes your dick so hard that you can stab a guy through the head with it and bloody fucking enjoy it. A man devoid of horniness begins to see flowers, blue sky, and pure love of the mother. Fucking faggotry. I guess I shouldn't have said that. I just got caught up in the moment. Sorry there, Shonner. A man overflowing with horniness jerks off to a poorly drawn cave pornography. Okay. Hunger.
Well, how do you? So okay, let's say the players are role playing these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing the guys are all dudes.
Okay.
So, what are you doing? Superhero things, or are you just killing everything in sight that's not manly? Or
I guess
it just seems like it's just mayhem. A game session would just be mayhem. The players are just murdering everything.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking at it. They do have, the men dressed in kind of like Conan the Barbarian kind of stuff. So we are
There's no
dealing
taverns.
with a probably low fantasy kind of world. No taverns.
No fantasy. I mean, there's no tavern scenes. All the guys are at the tavern. How, what is? They would be out of character, I guess, if they're just sitting around drinking beers. Nothing manly about that. They have to be drinking, inhaling nitrous oxide, injecting stuff like juicers in riffs, and on steroids, and totally psychotic on the edge of murdering anything that irritates them in the slightest.
Hitting that DMT or whatever. Yeah.
Like the tavern would explode if you had more than 3 guys in the place.
Okay, so hunger is how much you want to eat right now. It's what gives the hunter his fury. What protects the squeamish and hygiene. Okay, what protects from squeamishness and hygiene, and what turns friends into friend burgers. A man devoid of hunger is a fat cow lazing in the sun, just asking for a saber tooth to fucking stick him. The man overflowing with hunger is reduced to a weak zombie who keeps his mouth open in the hope of some more pathetic creature crawling into it. Okay.
Okay, so is this game for modern times, or is this prehistorical times?
Yeah,
When there's dinosaurs?
I would put it in that fantasy
There's,
medievally kind of thing.
there's no jet fueled cars with zombies driving around in vehicles.
I'm sure there might be a future, add on.
Are there atomics?
Um
Is there a guy named Trash Man who hauls around atomics?
and the bowler and the what was the other guy called?
Are there horses? Are the guys just walking around? Do they have shoes? What kind of clothes do these guys all wear? Do they just wear bicycle shorts?
They just seem to
Barefoot?
be just in loincloths, basically.
The weapon is their fists.
And their boner.
I'd have to see a movie trailer of this. I'd have to see like Kill Bill Volume 12 or something.
Yeah. Come on, Red Room. Yeah, pull out the stops. Let's see a representation of a movie.
I'm guessing there's going to be like a sci-fi version of this game and a fantasy version and a modern version.
Yeah, and unfortunately, just to let you guys know, everybody who's chipped in here in the comments section in the live chat, yeah, you currently cannot download this right now. I do have the link in the description, but I was fortunate to download this before it got taken off of DriveThruRPG. And I basically would say the first thing that would have tipped them off and would have sent them off the edge was the N word in the beginning there, so which we kind of skipped over.
Oh, there was an N word in there?
There was an N word that
would do it.
within the first few pages there.
That would do it.
Yeah. So AAA attributes have current and potential rating. Okay. Current points represent how strong the need is at the moment, and potential points represent how strong it can get. So is there a limit here? A single current point of hunger means that you would not mind munching some. 5 current points in hunger means you are half mad with starvation and need to utilize every iota of self-control. You may not have to not start eating your fellow men. Okay. So going cannibalistic, I guess.
Okay, remember the Hulk? There was 20 years ago, there was a comic book, had the Hulk in it,
Yep.
and he was eating the heads off people.
Yeah, because he turned into a zombie, didn't he? Wasn't he doing
No,
that,
no,
or was
no,
that
it wasn't as.
or is
Was
that
it a zombie?
World War Hulk?
It was either World War Hulk or Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the way he was killing people was just biting off their heads.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
That was like super macho, I thought.
Yeah.
Because usually he talks stupid and he does things like the thing, it's clobbering time or whatever.
Right.
I want to say he had his intelligence. He wasn't like a crazy Hulk. He still had Bruce Banner's intelligence when he's doing all this stuff.
Okay.
But it just seemed overkill.
So Shadow is saying it should be on a Big Geek Emporium. Meaning it should be, or it is on Big Geek Emporium. I'm not sure if Red Room has their stuff on there or not. I've actually never
I think they do.
Yeah, I haven't gone to Big Geek Emporium, but maybe I should check it out every once in a while. And he says this is sci-fi fantasy. Yeah, well, it can be a blend.
How much food is there in the game? It would seem like this planet would run out of food to keep these guys powered.
Yeah.
I could eat a mammoth, kind of a thing. And then the other guy's like, well, I can eat 2 mammoths. Well, you've already like killed 3 mammoths. And they're already
no,
extinct,
if they go too high, they'll end up having, what was it here?
It resets back.
Yeah, a man devoid of hunger is a fat cow lazing in the sun. Yeah, there you go. So you don't want to be too full, and you just want to be kind of just right. So all of these aspects, you definitely want to kind of keep in that middle ground in order to keep your sanity either way, right?
Okay.
Okay, so basically you have to kill, fuck, and eat all the time. This is your main motivation for adventuring, okay? The more you satisfy your HHH, the sharper and more epic your need grows. At low levels, it is enough to kill a peasant, rape his daughter, wife, usually the same thing, and eat their freshly baked pie. I like how they kind of just add, clump it all into one.
I'm going to say that we're reading a monster manual, and this is all monsters.
They are. These are evil monsters. At higher levels, you must kill the fucking dragon. Okay, so this is the dragon which you can't kill? In the beginning? Remember? They were saying something about that? Okay. You can stab it to death with your boner at this stage, aka the murder hard. Rape his entire harem in a variety of positions worthy of Caligula, and eat, drink until there is famine in the land. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, okay. Like you were saying. And we got a nice picture here. They're being very huggy. And once again, good, there's no eye weirdness. Like maybe in him a little bit, but she seems okay. The higher your potential rating is, the more difficult it is to satisfy, but also the more power it grants you. All great things were done for food, sex, or hatred. Did you not know? Whenever you manage to come with some pathetic excuse of why certain H is relevant to a check you are about to make, you may remove 1 point of current H and add it to your check. For example, if you see a butt pirate in your forest and attack it with your bare hands and make him look you in the eyes as you choke the shit out of him and whisper, "You are not a real woman. You are just an ugly man," you may as well use hate points to supplement your brawn checks. Unless you are a very special sort of man, you may not use hunger points. Using horniness points are far fucking out.
That's too much. These rules are crunchy.
Well,
There's a lot to keep track of.
it would take a lot of players, explaining why they think they should use a certain thing, or maybe it's the game master. I don't know, has to kind of suss out what applies by the actions of the character.
Is this like a Rube Goldberg rule set?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you're spot on here. Now, here's the catch. Every time you spend a hate point to boost your attack, you gain a horniness point. Every time you spend a horniness point on sex or a sex-like activity, you gain a hunger point. A vicious cycle, is it not?
You know what? I think there's drive-through RPG, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's drive-through comics. There's drive-through fiction. If they posted this on drive-through comics or drive-through fiction, I think it would stick. I think it would stay there.
Yeah, well, they'd have to get rid of the N word and replace it with something else, I think. Other than that, yeah, everything else could kind of slide through.
Because to me, this game's unplayable unless you like are a real stickler, a rules lawyer. You retain what you've read. You remember. Have you noticed there's no bookmarks, so you can't really find anything.
Right. Yeah.
Where did I read? I read this one part. What page was that on? And this book is huge from the looks of it. So it's like, okay, where do you go to find that one rule about the thing? Is this a hunger thing or a hate thing, or do I use a hate point or a hunger point? What? Okay, and what's the situation? I'm supposed to be thinking of what now when I see so and so on the street?
Yeah.
All these situations, circumstances gotta have all your buttons in a row, kind of a thing to do the thing. It's like, oh.
Mar Hawkman says, "Have you ever seen one of those dinner scenes in Dragon Ball Z?" Yeah, I have. Yeah, I can relate to that.
What is that? What happens in it?
Oh,
is
it's
that where
like
you just
it's like
eat a whole thing in like 2 bites?
It's like mukbang for Goku, I tell you. He just eats everything. And Shadow and Sun says, "This is not meant to be really taken seriously." Well, yeah, of course, because we kind of mentioned that in the beginning there. We said this is definitely a satire-based document. So we're just kind of looking at it and seeing whether or not there is any actual game to this.
Was it play tested?
Yeah.
It's like the Mad Magazine. If Mad Magazine wrote an RPG back in 74, it would be like this. It would be the Doggy Do Hop Skip and Jump RPG.
And then Shadow says, "Have you ever played Toon?" I've never played Toon, but I heard of people playing Toon, and I've heard a little bit about it, but I'm not sure about the rules. Like, I never paid attention. Have you played
Toon? Toon is based on tunes. So if you watched, 40s, 1940s and early 50s cartoons, you would know what all the references mean in Toon. But if you didn't watch if you watch stupid Tom and Jerry cartoons from the 60s and later, you wouldn't know what Toon is about.
Yeah.
Because that's when they made Tom and Jerry friends. And after that, everything was friends. You had the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, all the cartoon, Space Ghost, all the cartoon characters are freaking friends. Super friends. Right. Enough with the friends. Where's the heads blown off? Where's the shotguns to the face? Those kind of cartoons were no longer a thing.
Yeah, that's right. I kind of miss having Daffy Duck's beak getting blown off. And
it's rabbit season. No, it's duck season. Let's go shoot him now. Let's go through that again,
exactly.
Shall we?
Exactly.
It's rabbit season. Duck. Those are, and then Bugs Bunny dressing up as a girl. Who's the guy? Who's the hunter guy? What was
Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd dressing up as a bride. In Figaro's The Marriage of Figaro cartoon. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
the hair, the barber of something something.
Yeah, yeah, and he at the end he has his glove go up in the air. He's doing the thing, and he's
Yeah.
making the guy go, "Ah," and then the thing falls on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
the 40s were awesome for cartoons.
it's like
You know, they were
nobody.
it was a new technology, they were experimenting. They had time to kill, so they drew stuff.
So there's a couple of tables here showing a roll per period of hate. Okay, so you make one roll of day for hate, 1 to 6 rolls for horniness each day, and hunger you roll 1 to 2 times per hour. Unless otherwise stated, the amount of current H you can spend in a single round is as follows.
I would
Uh,
say the 1 to 6 times a day should be 1 to 6 plus 4 times a day.
on which? Like horniness?
The horniness, yeah, the horniness.
Oh, okay.
After reading all that stuff before we got to here, I don't want to hear that you rolled a 1 for horniness. I want to hear that you default you got 4 horny times per day. You know, something like that.
uh, okay, so unless otherwise stated, the amount of H you can spend in a single round is as follows. So potential rating
H.
1 to 5 is 1, 6 to 7 is 2. Okay, I'm not. Maybe it goes on to kind of explain this here.
Remember in Heavy Metal, the movie,
Yes.
1980 something? The guy, there's this guy, he's like in a courtroom,
Okay, hand over fist.
and the guy's like, the one guy who's
Stern.
being charged with something, he keeps saying, I have an angle, and the guy, he's paid to say nice things about him, starts to twitch and go, and he starts bulging up, and he starts getting all these muscles, and he's like, I'm gonna. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, I remember the Cheap Trick music kicking in at that time, and and they're doing the chase scene around the starport, and buildings are collapsing in the starport. It was great, great little scene.
Yeah, he was like, he was basically turning into like a Hulk
Like
character.
a Hulk, yeah. And then, yeah, and then he gets paid at the end, and I believe he shrunk down, and then he got flushed out into an incinerator or something.
Oh, that's right.
Something.
He got.
And he just
Somebody got flushed out in airlock.
it's a little different than the actual heavy metal the comic book version of it ends a little bit differently. It just ends
Okay.
with him getting paid, and that was it. So they added that in the movie.
I see.
We are talking about good women. Good women traits are described in the inventory section. And in case you just tuned in, yeah, women are inventory items in this game. Why on earth did you look for them here? Oh, son, sometimes I have my suspicions about you. All right, so alternative idea B abilities, which is the bronze. What was it? Bronze, and I can't remember. Abilities are modified in rolls. H abilities allow for rerolls, but each reroll burns a point of H. So it's kind of like a Benny almost. H can be riskier, like conviction in Hunter. Okay.
Is this the first time they mentioned Hunter?
I think so.
Is that a typo? Is Hunter a typo?
Hunger. Yeah, this is hunger.
Should Hunter have been
Hunger.
one of the 3 H's?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's a few typos in this for sure. Also, add skills. Each player writes what he is good at, and when engaged in this shit, he either gets an additional reroll or a bonus to the roll. Okay. Does it say how many skills he starts? out with? Maybe. Alrighty.
I'm lost. I can't even keep track of the game mechanic at this point. There's too much to take in.
Too much circle things where it relates.
For me to role play this would be really tough. I'd have to have references. I'd have to like go back to the 70s and watch all those ludicrous cartoons from Europe that I saw at the tourney. What was it called? The Tourney of Animation Festival every year. Most of the cartoons came from Canada for some reason. They would show like 20 animated cartoons, and then they would show the winners. And it was an all-day thing. All day. Cartoons could be 3 minutes long up to 20 minutes long. Once a year. It was fabulous. But only during the 70s they did that.
Right.
Something called VHS was invented, and that was the end of that. People just rented the movies. They didn't go to theaters to watch that stuff.
So now we're into boners. Alrighty, so that's an interesting made-up quote. The Lord Jesus Christ gave men
769?
gave mean.
769.
I think it was supposed to be read like this: the Lord Jesus Christ gave men dicks, so they would have
Mean dicks.
Mean dicks.
Oh.
Or I think they meant men.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Men dicks, so they would have at least one way to shut women up.
This is what happens when you have chat AI make your RPG for you.
Yeah, we'll blame it on that. Yeah. Well, did you hear about the story about? I think it was on Romanian TV. You ever watch that guy?
I used to like 5 or 6 years ago, but his voice gets on my nerves.
Okay. But he was talking about the AI.
He has this high squeaky voice.
Yeah. He's got that kind of voice.
Not manly at all.
Eastern European. But he was talking about the testers of the new AI for Bling. The testers were trying to do things.
Bing or Bling?
Bing. Is it Bing or Bling? Bing. They were doing some testing with it, and they were trying to kind of test to see whether or not they can circumvent things. You know, like the safeguards and stuff like that.
Yeah, I tried getting past around some certain things.
And did you have the AI like scolding you? Because they were discovering that's what the AI does. It starts scolding you. I'm not sure if this is true.
It just would blank out what I typed, and I'd have to copy paste again and start over.
Okay.
I could probably try it again. I'm on their thing, their little, what they call it, their
You're on the
play
list.
test or whatever.
On the list.
But yeah, it's got a thing where you could just say, "Hey, give me a story idea. Write me a 2-page summary of, some pirates digging up treasure, and there's zombie mermaids." And it spits out a thing. It's really cool. I don't know how long it's going to be free. I'm sure Microsoft's going to start charging money for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they're only letting it out just so that people can actually brute test it, and they can.
Yeah, I don't want to use it too much, because then I'll wear out I'll expire my thing probably.
Yeah,
my 25 uses or whatever.
I was thinking of using Chat GPT in order to prompt it to write my RPG for me. And there was a couple of people that were interested in me trying this in order to see whether or not it would actually work.
It's good for doing quests, but the quests are so generic they could fit any situation. It's not specific.
You're gonna have to feed it like certain things, certain terms, so it gets the idea of your environment that you're building for your game, so it can kind of pick things out of those kind of topics, I think. Otherwise it gets very generic.
Yeah, otherwise you're doing this global search replace. Everywhere the computer says, you know, of the the thing, the obstacle. Yeah, every time it's the computer says obstacle, or the obstacle you have to get over, or the impending doom, you would replace impending doom with the actual name of the disaster that's going to be in your game.
Right, right. We have some more chat here. It's saying, this is Max Bovin. He's saying, okay, I'm all for the objectification of women and all, but I'm not into the Coomer stuff. The Coomer stuff. um, Shadow and Sun goes, Coomer? Never heard of that word before, Mr. Max, with a question mark. And
I
Max
hear
says,
Coomer, but I always forget what it means.
I guess it started up with the idea of I don't know, maybe it was I thought it started up because they had that No Nut November going on.
Oh, okay.
So and then they say that the guys that can't do that, they're the Coomers or something like that. I'm not sure.
I'm
I'm
I'm not on
married.
TikTok, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
I don't
married,
know that.
so it's like, it's whenever. um, I think if I cut off my wife, she would probably kill me or something. I don't know. Or she'd wonder what's wrong. What's wrong with me? Okay, so Max says I keep getting lectured by ChatGPT when I ask basic questions. Do you? That's okay. I've never encountered that myself, but I'm usually asked. I'm not sure what kind of basic questions you were asking there, Max. Not sure. I've never tried to actually tempt it into, going. Oh, I just use it as kind of, just as a just to see what it can do, you know. But that's about it. So let's get into this here. No, okay. One does not gain the power from sporting a boner. Indeed, a true man is always sporting a boner unless he sees, like, I do not know, a naked 80-year-old woman with boobs hanging like two flatbreads all the way to the ground and a labia like ears of Dumbo, flapping in the fucking wind. Jesus.
That's pretty
Vivid.
gross.
Yeah, I'll have to
I'm glad there's no pictures of that.
shove this into my ear and clean my brain now. No power comes from the ability to get a boner from certain situations. Other men would not get a boner of, like, if you
What
were
kind
to,
of grammar is that?
I know. Like if you get a boner from strangling people, you will be a better strangler than other dudes who think women have to constantly breathe for fun. Yeah. Well, they're from Port. I'm not sure if the actual author, it's under a pseudonym. So,
Someone else is writing this part of the book. This is a
um,
different style.
I mean, the Red Room guys are well, a guy and gal. They're from Portugal, so it's I don't know. Maybe they just need to just clean up the grammar a bit.
No, I
Um.
think they're doing it that way on purpose, like the Mojo talking around in circles.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You
Yeah,
just
and
have to
there's
read. You
there's
have
a
to read it a few times to go. What?
yeah, there's a couple of sentences in here that read like paragraphs. So it's like blah 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 blah. You have to take a breath in order to get through it.
Like
If
at work, I'll sometimes say to somebody, I know what you know, what I know, what you know, what you know. I'll do that to people.
so stop it. If you get a
Now,
boner from getting stabbed, you are a fucked up motherfucker, or B, you will survive injuries better than weakling who all go, oh, I am
I'm
bleeding. Oh,
bleeding.
my spleen, my
It
spleen.
hurts.
Yeah.
Make it
Okay.
go away. Make the pain go away.
Okay. How do you read boners? First, not too closely, because that is totally gay. If you glimpse them from afar in a polite manner, your look should say, "Sir, you have quite the dick there." Um, that is not gay. That is just polite. Okay. It's I mean, how can you not read this and say this is not, satire, right? You know, and they say specifically in the beginning, it's written by it's spelled like satyr, but it's satire, of course.
I want to
Uh,
see if someone tries to play this game.
it'd be a challenge. It would be a I who would game master this? You know, it's okay. So name, price, what is it? Name, price, the title, and point cost of the boner. Note that these are formal and dry names. If you want to call your pedo boner the expander, in your mega boner the dragon, and demand people worship it and sacrifice virgins to it, that is fine. In fact, it is better than fine. A particularly clever name would be rewarded by the GM. So, what? You're supposed to name your boner?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Some women name their boobs.
Okay. Oh, and I think there's something about that in here too, about left boob, right boob. I remember seeing something about that. Yeah, I know. It's like everybody's
I'm
going,
starting to
what the heck?
understand
What the heck
the
are you
universe
guys
of this thing.
talking about?
Hmm.
He said, Max says, I like edgy people. And Shadow says, whom the hell would volunteer for a game session like of this? Never know.
It's definitely a brain teaser, trying to
It's
keep up with all the things.
It's like you said before, Shonner. You said it was. It's kind of like the antithesis of the uh, thirsty sword lesbians. I think that was kind of the gist you were getting.
Yeah, there's the starships in love, and then there's the other one. Yeah, the thirsty lesbian laser sword things, and there's a third one, and this is just yet another one of those. But this one looks hard to play. This one looks really hard to play.
Um,
The other ones are just 2 pages. And this is like, how many pages?
131, and we're on
This is like
page.
someone's
We're on page
opus-
17.
Opus Magnus or something.
Yeah,
Because those other games are just on 2 sheets of paper, I think.
and these aren't like large sheets by the looks of it. These are just, it looks like
is
it
it
should
called
be
Lasers? One's called Lasers and Feelings or something.
Really? I've never seen that. So
Yeah, it's on drive-throughs.
okay.
They're parody stuff.
Yeah,
Not satire, but parody.
So
This is satire.
I guess maybe what Red Room is trying to do is do the same thing as Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and by rights they should be able to have this up on drive through if it wasn't for the N word in the
Too
beginning.
many F-bombs, the N-word, the other F-word. What else is in here?
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of weird stuff.
The
I
boner
did,
thing.
yeah.
Take out all the boners. I would play this game if the boners were taken out of it. Because that's just a specialty skill that you don't need. It's just added. It's added stuff.
Could you adapt this to Traveler? It would make more sense if it was a Traveler
I would just
mechanic.
I would just make the guys some raging hormone dude who can't control himself. He's super strong and he wants to screw everything nearby. And the only way to kill him is with the tank. Run him over or shoot him with the nuke. That's the only way to kill the guy. They're so whacked out on steroids. They eat everything in their path, and they they knock down buildings to get to you. They're like
Right.
the Hulk, you know. And that would just be a monster, just a little trait block in Traveler.
Yeah. Yeah.
You give them the traits that monsters would have.
So yeah, like you're saying, you just use this as basically an NPC monster.
Yeah, the referee runs the thing. And one is enough. You know, the thing can jump from the planet to your ship that's taking off and start ripping the wings off your plane, or rip the landing gears off your starship, whatever. Or he'll go in, he'll feed off the the thrusters coming from the rocket. You know, he would go into the ship through the rocket, burning his face. He's just getting more mad, and he just tears through the ship and just eats the heads off all the pilots in the front of the rocket ship once he gets to him.
So yeah, Shadow, this is a game. He's asking. You didn't know this was a game. Yeah, it's a game.
It's a real game. It's a real game. It's a thing.
Yep, it's writing by Dick Pound, layout by Miguel, you know, art by Bradley and a bunch of other AI.
There's no bookmarks.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just scritch back to page 17 where we were last. I just wanted to show that. Where are we? 16, 17 into boners. Okay. So if you we read that. How do you read boners? First, okay, yeah, we did that. We did the name. Requirements and conditions must be met in order for the boner to be acquired. Basic boner is always a requirement, and so is not repeated every damn time, because we care about the environment. Not. You like how I read that out like it's serious? Turn on. Okay. Brief description of what turns the character on. Okay, so this is kind of like they're going all through the kind of the things to describe your character, I guess. If the criteria is not met, the boner power cannot be used unless the character succeeds in a balls plus potential horniness check, opposed by an arbitrary number, usually 3 to 5, based on how unlikely the character is to get aroused in the situation. Okay. Failed check increases current horniness rate by 1.
Someone needs to write an app to track this. Like a Fantasy Grounds or Roll20 or something.
Yeah, well, you're a programmer.
This is too much. It's too much.
I challenge you. I challenge you, Shonner.
It was hard enough doing Total Party Skills, writing an app for that thing. That was a challenge.
Could you imagine what
every time Joshua would release another book, I would have to tweak my app to then recognize the stats from that book. It was crazy keeping up. He was a madman. He was releasing like 2 or 3 books a month.
Could you imagine what Red Room would have to say if you actually did an app? It would be like, he did it.
I'm gonna generate my character. And this is the roll mechanic. I choose what I'm doing and what I roll for and what the opposition is and what the specials are and the effects. Yipes. And this is the food. These are the kinds of foods I can eat. These are the kinds of things I can rape.
Oh, boy.
That would be an interesting Windows application, I suppose.
That's right. Would you be able to get that past the what is it called?
What,
the
GitHub?
The GitHub thing. Yeah.
I don't know if GitHub even checks for that. I guess if you annoy the pink-haired boys on GitHub, they'll ask that your whole account just get deleted.
Really? So the effect, the bonus granted by the boner, these effects do stack. A guy can and should be turned on by a half a dozen things at any given moment.
See? How do you write that in a program?
Well,
A tracker, you have a boner tracker, that kind of thing.
Special, your mama. Now that's all you have to know. Now let the boner parade begin. Ladies, this is the part of the book you might enjoy, but please do not try to drool. Okay, so this looks like are
This
these
is like these are the spells or
spells?
skills.
Maybe
These are
it didn't give a section. It did give a section. It just says boners up here. So no,
these
okay,
are
so these are the
the
types of boners. Okay, so this is the okay, so this is a preliminary kind of explanation of what each of these are.
is it
These are
point
the
by?
actual boners. What the boners?
Do you get points to spend on the boner you want?
Maybe it's whatever your level is in boner. Because you have the 3 Bs, right? So boner
I'm already trying to keep track of the killing, the raping, the eating, the hating. And now there's this like to me this is like psionics. This is like the psionics rules that get thrown into the back of the book.
I think if you were to see the player character sheet, it might give us a little bit more insight. So let's see. We are on page 18. Let's see if there is a character sheet here. We're kind of moving up ahead and see if there is anything here.
Oh, and then there's factions. I think there's factions. I remember in one of the Red Room videos they were showing some of this stuff off. There's NPCs, I guess, or there's tribes. Oh, you went too far.
Yeah,
or maybe not.
The
end of the book is the beginning of the book.
I went to the end of the book to see if there was a character sheet, because I find that looking at the character sheet does help you out. But I am
all
not.
Real role-playing games have a character sheet.
I am not seeing one.
Did you have to download it?
There was two. There was 2 files. This is the lighter version of the rules. I guess there's more detail in the other one. Like as in like the background and stuff. This one's a little bit more lighter.
I'll say one thing. I can understand how Joshua would get upset by these kinds of books showing up on drive-thru, because Total Party Skills, those books are just on the border of what is not allowed.
Yeah.
And drive-thru could instantly just go, oh, people buying this book are also buying Total Party Skills. Okay, that Total Party Skills, they're gone too.
And okay, oh my god, okay, so Shadow is laughing his head off here. I bought the Vintage Future RPG and Total Party Handbook. Fun stuff. Cool.
Yeah, those are actual playable games. Yeah. This is a mind cluster of some sort trying to get through.
And it's only on my channel too. And he says God, I'm dying over here. Thank God my family is nowhere near this broadcast. More ha 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 from Shadow and Sun. And Shadow says it is point by Shonner's killing it tonight. So bravo. Good job, Shonner. So okay, so these are the boners. Golf clap. So basic boner requirements, healthy male anatomy. Okay, so if you're not feeling well, then that doesn't work. Turn on women, pictures of women being mentioned in conversation, women being implied in conversation, objects that vaguely resemble women or parts thereof. The effect, you get your dick up. Okay. Special is losing this boner makes it impossible to use any other boner. Okay, so
how does it go from 0 to 5?
Well, this is the last level of boner. So this is like the lowest form of boner. This is kind of like, I guess, different levels. Like, okay. Addictive boner. It That's a 5. Okay, requirements. Drug addiction. Okay, turn on. See below. Effect. Whenever you come inside a woman, she must succeed in a pose brawn versus balls check or become addicted to your dick. Every day she spends without your magnificent arrow inside her quiver causes her to lose a point of brawn. A woman is reduced to 0 brawn and masturbates herself to death unless forcefully held. Although this passage refers to women with boner works equally well, all living things within reason. I was doing so well until you started laughing there, Sean.
They don't have dildos in this universe.
Yeah. And you can see.
Have you noticed though that the system is the setting? Have you noticed that?
Hey,
about
yeah,
this game?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And yeah, I had to add these once again, these sensor areas, and yeah, there is a
Makes
reason
sense.
why it's that large. Inhuman boner, it's a 2. Requirement animal boner?
Are you saying he's a tripod?
Oh yeah. Okay, animal
Auto
boner.
asphyxiation boner. What?
Okay, so there's a requirement is what is the okay, that's
they got
animal boner.
prerequisites
Okay,
for
there's
these
animal
things.
boner. Okay. So you must have animal boner for this. Turn on sentient non-humans. Oh. Okay, gain a bonus die whenever you are interacting with a native Haitian? Haitian or some other freak. And the animal.
That's gonna upset some people.
Oh yeah. Requirements for the animal boner is none. Turn on. You really put the ape in rape. Ooh. Effect. Gain a bonus die whenever you are interacting with a wild animal.
Have you ever done bestiality in any of your role-playing game sessions ever?
No. Never.
I'm trying to think if I have. No.
The worst thing that was ever done that I recall, and this is when I was 15. Of course, we're all stupid, dumb kids back then. Is there was a
Medusa?
There was a.
Did the Medusa touch you in the nasty nasty place?
No, there was a torture chamber where the chair was turned upside down. There's a hole in the chair, and they drop hot coals into. Yeah, it's a.
Okay,
yeah.
well that's not bestiality. That's just torture.
That's just torture. But that was the worst
That's just
thing.
Plain and simple. Yeah. That's just plain simple ordinary torture.
That was the worst thing, and poor Dean was cringing all the way through that.
Yeah, that
was his character that was being done to.
Some people consider that true dungeons. Dungeons have to have torture. Torture chambers are dungeons, not Dungeons and Dragons.
Prepare yourself. You're in for a real treat. Eek. Okay, so angry boner. Rape is always the result of bad manners by Father Dick Bound, which is the author of this document. Requirements none. Turn on standing in a long queek for food stamps. Some idiot hitting on your girl, or favorite couch breaking. Okay. Effect. For every 2 hate points you spend to boost a roll, you get 3 additional dice instead of 2. You may not combine this power with any other powers that multiplies dice.
I don't do rape. I don't do rape in my games. So this whole some of this has to I have to throw my X card.
Right. This will be the first game that has ever brought Shonner to the point of using a Monty Cook supplement.
Who was the girl that helped him with that?
Shanna Germain.
Oh yeah, she's cancer.
She's
got me blocked. I have her blocked for reasons.
Okay, so the auto asphyxiation boner requirements none. Well, okay. Turn on suffocating while jerking off. Effect: you may masturbate to reduce horniness points regardless of your horniness level. Afterward, make a brains check opposed to the number of horniness points you removed. If you score no successes, you take 3 points of temporary damage. If you make an epic failure, you die, and the people who find your corpse laugh hard. I'm wondering if Miguel is going to like show up and think, are we seriously going to actually try to play this game?
Can you imagine? You'd be like, I'm gonna do a live stream. I'm gonna invite some friends over, and we're all gonna play this. And you spend how many hours explaining the rules to the players, and nothing ever gets done.
Well,
in the
you don't.
first session?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess. Yeah. I guess you would have to.
It's too much. It's too much to digest.
Here, take this 4-hour course. It's all in video. Before you
The whole book.
before you
the whole
arrive
book are
on
the
it.
rules.
Yeah.
I like games where the rules fit on like 8 pages of the book somewhere.
Yeah.
This is like
I want
whole
rules.
book is
Yeah.
rules.
I want rules that I can leave on the shelf while I'm playing the game. Those are my best mechanic rule games, because I want to be free. I want my hands free. I want to be able to write stuff down if I think of something cool, and not worry about looking back. You know, Traveler's great for that. Cypher is awesome for that too. And that's those are the only two that I mean,
Well, I'm glad they
you
didn't
can,
use it. I'm glad they didn't use a 2d6 system, because from then on, from now on, people would say, "Oh, when you say, oh, the game I play uses the 2d6 system. Oh, isn't that the game that's about men being manly men? That's how 2d6 would be known from now on. Oh, that's that men game. That 2d6. I've heard about that 2d6 system. That's for the men. Manly
okay. Oh boy. Okay, so we got some more
Is your phone
reactions
blown
here. Yeah, I'm just reading all the everybody's stuff here. Let's see. So reaction. Okay, so Max is going ha ha ha, and Shadow is saying no animal grape, and Shadow says this is getting into furries territory. Yes, it is. It will be. I've already
I don't think it
witnessed.
has.
Oh, yeah, it goes there.
It had
Shauna.
bestiality.
It's-
Bestiality and furries are two separate things.
The furry thing, I believe, is monsters. So there's like furry monsters in here.
Well, furry things are anthropomorphic, whatever, people with fur.
Yeah, there was
and
a
heads.
there was a purple thing in there that was a purple animal thing. I swear to you. I swear.
I guess I didn't see it.
And
I mentally blocked it out for sanity purposes.
Yeah. It's like, did we do an actual stream last night? I don't remember. I blocked it out. Mar is going cringe laughing ? Yeah. Shadow and Sun says purchasing this game magically destroys all X cards in a 5-mile radius. And Shadow says,
you know the rules to Chalt?
yes, I have.
Are they
books.
comprehensive? Are the rules comprehensive?
Oh, well, you need to use the either the dragon, what is it called, Crimson Dragon Slayer rules, which is basically an OSR D&D first edition kind of thing, or you can use any kind of you can use Castles and Crusades with it. You can use any kind of old school kind of thing to it. You could probably adapt it really easily to 5e if you really wanted to with Chult. Chult is basically a full setting kind of thing, and it's fairly easy to go ahead and convert all the monsters and stuff that are in there.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know it was a setting book. I thought it was a whole game system and everything.
And then Shadow says, seriously, play this game. No, hysterically play this game. I'm not too sure about that. It's like
what's
Shauna
my
was
character's
saying.
motivation?
To fuck.
What's my backstory? All the guys have the same backstory?
Yeah, I guess. Sort of.
Everyone's the same exact race, species, genome.
It's all I've seen is
Boner.
what has happened here. Okay, so we ended up getting disconnected, then reconnected. I'm not sure what's going on here.
I didn't get disconnected.
Oh, I did. I did.
I was here the whole time.
Yeah,
You were saying something about meh. You said meh, and then you.
Yeah, I got disconnected. So something happened. There was, but yeah, it reconnected. So it should.
No Wi-Fi in the basement.
I'm connected. I'm wired direct. So let's see. Where was I? Let's see. Where was I? Was I on just auto
I think you're on Boner 4.
Boner 4. Okay, asphyxiation Boner 4. Auto asphyxiation.
No, you did that one.
Okay.
You did that one.
I did. No, I didn't do this one. This is auto
You didn't
boner.
do the choke.
No, this is yeah. The first one was suffocating while jerking off, and then I said that whole thing.
Oh, one's auto and one's not.
Yeah, so this one requires the first one here. Okay. And auto asphyxiation, boners, sadism.
It's like auto fire. In Traveler, that's like auto fire.
It's a sadism boner? Cool. Choking bitches jerking off as Constance at the end of the rope, face fucking people until they're blue.
We're reading the spell list. This is the spell list.
The spell list. So they're all boner based spells.
You know about the magic dildo, right?
No, there is a magic dildo in here. Did you read that?
Well, not in this. No, in real life.
Oh,
I'm talking real life.
Magic boner. I mean, magic dildo.
Magic dildo. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. I don't want to go off topic
not
too
sure
much.
About that.
All right, the staples. My staples.
So you gain a bonus die whenever strangling somebody. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think we should just keep on going with this, or
yeah, just fast forward to the.
So yeah, okay. So there's a boom
where they talk about
boner,
something else.
one with explosions, and then there's a cannibalism boner, which is eating people. Okay, and then there's a colossal pervert boner, and that's like turn on everything. Okay, construction boner. Women used as furniture or building blocks. Yeah. Okay. Constructive.
No stone was left unturned when they were writing this book.
Yeah. Wow. They have math in this. So. So for the constructive femininity, so a table, dining table, not what is this? Okay, so this is construction. Okay, this is for the construction boner. So you're like making stuff in order to get a boner. Grant's pyramid. Wow, this is like. Then you get danger boner, death boner, domination boner, discipline boner. The duration of domination. You got a eating boner. So like eating a juicy steak, a fire boner, genocide boner, inspiring boner, holy boner, masochist boner, incest boner, miracle boner.
I wonder how much Drive-Thru RPG read before they decided. I don't think so.
Just yeah.
Apparently, they get.
I think somebody just reported it based on something. I think Miguel said something about it on his video, like not on his video, but like underneath in the comments. So peeping boner, peril boner, murder boner.
Well, yeah, in the comments section, you can just report right away for no reason. Just say report. Mega boner.
Well, I'm pretty sure you have to put down like a reason at least. So.
Oh, well, the reasons are all cited for the lefties. There's no reason. There's no option for like a based person to report with.
Alrighty, so okay, yeah. Shadow says disconnected. So yeah, we disconnected for a bit. Okay. Max Bovin says I'm sure owning this game raises your level of testosterone significantly. Well, yes, I'm growing back hair at a massive rate here. It's coming in thicker. Eh, no, that would be I would be going bald if that was the case with testosterone. Um, it's probably add up to 15 pounds to your bench. Okay. Of course, we're like probably about 8 to 10 seconds delay on whatever we're talking about here. Drive through probably shouldn't make it past page 1 before canceling it. Yeah, probably. Because I think the N word came in like page 3 or
Yeah,
something like that.
you said there was an N word in there.
Yeah.
And a couple of F words. Not the F word, but the other F word.
Yes,
the cigarette.
yes.
The cigarette.
The cigarette F word from Britain. So okay, sniping boner.
Here, go
what's
past all these. Go past all the boner stuff.
Okay.
What's the next thing the game can do?
Horniness, visionary boner. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, it looks like we got setting. We have setting. Okay, in most books, these portions are longer than a black athlete's dick after a match. Now, I know you want to get to the hot parts as quickly as possible, so let us not beat around the bush. Bear around the bush and shove it straight in. Bear around? Don't you mean beat? Yeah, with you and bears. Okay. Heisha is a huge body floating through space. I do not mean body as an astronomical sense. It's got hands, boobs, stomach, butt, curls. It's a gigantic girl. No one knows if she is dead, sleeping, or just very slow. So far, life has been pretty stable on this hunk of flesh, hurtling through the cosmos towards an unknown destination. So it is a sci-fi. Now the natives felt that they had figured out how to live in the right way, that the people of the earth live in the wrong way, and what all the sex, violence, and fat food. So for the benefit of mankind, they decided to take over the earth and force everyone to live just as they do, because hell, what is right for a 10-foot tall gay cat man who lives inside a colossal anus is also right for a hard-working American truck driver, right? Don't answer. It was a rhetorical question. Haitians do not give a fuck what you think about what's good for you. They know better. However, on the eve of the invasion, they discovered that they do not know shit about human biology, society, or mentality. So before charging in all guns blazing, all monsters roaring, they decided to kidnap some humans, sell them on Asia, and see how they behave. What they eat, can they breathe in the local air, stuff like that. Okay. Of course, men being awesome and Haitians being gay, the men soon broke from their laboratories, fucked up their guards real good, making untestified fags realizing that their superior magic or not invading Earth is a poor fucking idea. Now, men living free and proud in the wilderness between the various Haitian states, without liberal fundamentalists, socialists, feminists, Nazis, and other earthbound shit to mess up their style, the real men of Haitian really got really awesome. They answer to no one but the dude, and they are always ready to fuck up some shit. So there we go. We have our setting.
So are players going to understand that?
Well, I guess you could have that as like a slow reveal, like, you know.
Like you're going to have socialists at your table. You're going to have liberals at your table. You're going to have feminists at your table. So are they going to want to play this game?
No.
They're the baddies. They're all saying to each other, "We're the baddies."
Oh boy. Okay, so metric system is okay. So capable, perfectly capable of using metric system. Okay. Fart, 1 second. Bad fart, 30 seconds. Blowjob, 10 minutes. Okay, so they're giving a kind of a general idea of weights and measurements here.
Yeah.
Of the world. So 1/10 of a liter. God. Distance. A
I don't
dick,
know. I don't know. I don't know metrics.
dick is a 30 centimeters. So, so 30 centimeters is basically a foot. What? I probably couldn't even say that. That's
okay. So the players have to. They have to say how many dicks away something is. I mean, dinglers.
Okay, so
Fart. What's the fart range on that?
fart range.
Troll
Troll,
chase.
chase, kill, horse, and far enough. I think these are probably things that we're gonna encounter here.
Because you have to talk in character, right? In the setting.
Example: Dude A. You want to play Dude A or Dude B?
I'll just listen. You do the whole thing.
Dude A. See you in a few farts plus a bad one, okay, bro? Dude B. Few farts? Did Africans fuck you so much in the ass that they contaminated your brain with African jizz? Are you gonna take at least a blowjob to finish? What do you know anyhow? Getting a blowjob.
Okay, so is this like a boy and his dog? Because in the future, they have slang words. I want to say they're slang words in Road Warrior too.
They're living on a woman's body. A giant. I don't know.
Okay, now get to the end of the setting part and see what happens next.
Okay. Politics. The butt pirate fleet in the. Okay, so these must be the butt pirates. Okay. Butt pirates want to make everyone and everything gay. Feminazis want to make slaves of. Make men slaves of women. And so the Boom and Stanny also have an ideology that they are trying to spread, mostly by terrorizing and being generally unpleasant.
I don't know what is the Boom Istani. I don't even know what that word is.
I have no idea either. So, and real men, they just want to fuck shit up. So it's just explaining what all these, I guess, factions are all about.
Yeah, the factions. Yeah.
Okay, so locations. So there's the North Wall. Okay, so they give you some natives are the Medusas. Okay, the cold, distant land, narrow and very long, featureless tundra, bleak and deadly as ever dark. Okay, mountains, ooze, pearly ooze, sleazes to the north. I guess maybe this is describing different parts of the woman or something like that. Lake Pearl is much longer than it is wide. It is framed by an unscalable cliff of thousands of meters high, smooth like glass, even nimble ape people of the Blood Hills have ever managed to climb them. Yeah, this is kind of, there's a lot of similarities in some minor aspects to Chalt in some of the stuff, I guess. I mean, they're being kind of parody kind of things. So
yeah.
The lake itself is uncomfortably hot and mildly acid. Its vapors are not poisonous, but okay, it's giving you a little bit of stuff. Big boobs. So we have the left boob, and we also have the right boob, or boomistan. Well, okay, so what's boomistan? This huge city is made of shrieking mobs of brainless fanatics, prayer houses that look like dicks, and homes that look like shoe boxes and smell of old feet.
Okay, so there's a place called Boomistani.
Boomistani.
People are called Boomistani.
Then you got the right boob, Boomistani. Is that the butt? Maybe, I'm not sure. Oxfordridge. 50 years ago, women in this country were given the right to vote. Do you think that in 50 years, dogs will be able to vote too? Oh, LEG. Yeah. These are obviously fake quotes, but I could almost imagine LEG saying something like
Yeah.
that. Right. So we got, what the heck are these guys? The Boomastan. I guess these are the Boomastanis. And then the feminazis. These are the feminazis. So, wow. So these are females that grew in size and power. Boy, oh boy. The Western Ridge. So that's another place on the woman here. Dick Wolves. Okay, so yeah, there's furry stuff in here. The Tests of Manhood, the Eastern Ridge, and I guess these are random tables for different things, so you can play it out. But it didn't really. It would be nice if it gave an example of like actual maybe combat or something. Maybe that's coming up here. The head trees.
That would be a whole book.
Lake Tummy. Peace Island or Piss Island. The Tentacle Forest. Man name the Wood of Many Rapes. Hentai Jungle. The natives are crabs, feminazi, and butt pirates. Tribes are the sexy librarians. And there's the Librarian Darkport. Nice, okay. And celebrities, okay. A gal named whatever her name was. The library, so we got librarians. Frigida is the head. They worship an exiled feminazi called Frigida. Okay. The Slit is the Southern Crevice. God. The Slit. The Slit is his is long and extremely. Yeah, it looks like they did a couple of mistakes there. Goo Flood. A few times per week, for no apparent reason, the ground and the walls suddenly become a sweet-smelling and extremely slippery matter known as goo. Nice, okay. The Red Button. Oh, boy. Okay. Darkport and the Gaping Swamp. Wow. And the Final Coming. Fairy Court. So here we go. We got the furries there. Just for fact. Let's see what everybody's saying right now. Has our chat?
Nah, I don't think it counts. It doesn't count as a furry if you're just wearing the mask part.
Really? Okay. I mean, that's what furries do. They wear masks, and they're just guys.
No, the furries wear the whole outfit with the tail and everything.
Okay, the Magnificent. Man name, the Magnificent. Haitians are a bunch of fucktards, but they nailed this one. This fucking thing is magnificent. Okay, Magnificent is a stone ledge hundreds of miles. Okay, so that's a place. I thought it was like maybe a monster or something. But oh no,
Which characters are the most interesting to roleplay so far?
It's just all men. I don't think you play anything but men. Dragon Groupie, Space Dragon Rockstar. Oh man,
it's like the monster manual.
Weird. So yeah, let's just keep on going through here. The Summer Horde.
Is there a mega dungeon?
I don't think there's any example at all of it. We got the three-legged dragon. There you go.
Do they use hexes or squares for their maps?
Square. Spring Troll. Okay. And then we get to the next characters. Here we go. My God, this took a long time just to get to characters. We're on page 60.
We pretended to read.
Yeah, but man, this has been a long stream. It's been 2 hours already. So the generation is distribute 7 points between your BBB traits. A rating of 4 costs 5 points. Every trait must have at least a rating of 1. Record unused points because they can be used in boner acquisition or converted to man points. Distribute 9 points between your HHH traits. A rating of 4 costs 5 points. Okay, so these are your potential ratings. Costs are the same. BBB traits record unused points. By boners, you get 5 points plus any points you have saved during the above stages. Okay, so generate, like I say that like we're actually going to play this. Generate current HHH ratings. How to generate them, however the fuck you want, probably by rolling a die or something. Choose a tribe, record any powers. Okay, so you belong to a tribe.
So now there's man points.
Yeah, man points.
Are man points just for point buying your stuff?
Now, while awesome, this character really is not a paragon of manhood. He did not eat the whole Stegosaurus in one sitting and then shat something out that later became known as Mount Terror. He did not wrestle a cave bear to the ground and made it scream his name as he reared it. He did not yet leave a woman unable to move for 3 days due to orgasm-related injuries. Let's just face it, you have a long ways to go before reaching godhood. That's where man points come in. Every time you do something right, the GM rewards you with a certain amount of man points. These can be used to mess around with rolls, improve your traits, and get more boners or buy unique powers.
I see.
So they're your experience points, in other words. So every manly action should be awarded with man points. That is the whole point of this fucking game. Okay. Hate speech. If you regularly use racist, blah blah blah, you get rewarded points. Okay. Hate crime. So they're doing the opposite of the sword lesbians and all the other stuff. So I mean, it's a statement. Yeah. It's a statement. Is what it is. If
Can you imagine players at the table at a game shop talking in hate crime speech?
But we're only playing a game. Yeah.
Well, the rules say to do it.
Yeah.
Just a game, man. We're just playing a game.
Okay, so let's see. All right, this you will notice that there is no prices in this chapter because the money was invented by. Okay. All righty. Just in case YouTube is listening to my voice and deciphering stuff, I'm not sure that this was messed up. That was just messed right up.
Yeah,
I had to cover that entirely.
It's like an obscene cartoon from Playboy magazine.
More like Hustler. I would say.
Hustler, yeah.
Hustler. Women traits. So the women are once again they're a commodity. They're like a thing that you own, like
their inventory.
Inventory, yeah. The race of women is not usually very important and just complicates the game. I mean, they have different colors, but this does not really change anything. I mean, if you never see a real man asking about a manly axe he has been given, excuse me, these come in any other color. It's a fucking axe. Who the fuck cares about the color? Same goes with women. Black, white, yellow. It's a gooey slit you push your dick into. Who fucking cares of the color as long as it smells okay? Then again, women have other uses as well. And here's their race may affect the game. So you have white, you have black, Asian, okay, and you can see where this is gonna like freak everybody right out, and that's probably
Oh yeah.
where it really started here. They probably skipped the little N word in the
Yeah.
beginning and went to here, but ah,
This,
and their heads
yeah. This
explode.
part of these part of the rules are the end times.
Oh boy, oh boy. And you got secondary traits. Oh god, you know, um,
What was that
handy,
game called? Is there a game
handiness.
called Fatal or Made or something?
Yeah, yeah. There
I'm
was
trying to I'm
fatal.
trying to think of games that came out before this that
That pushed the
kind
envelope.
of, yeah, they push.
Oh, we have Bo in here as well. Okay, so all right, so okay. Wow, we got lots of guys talking in here. Um Shadow says, and all the wholeness, not wholeness. Uh Bo's in here as well. He says, does it count as furry if you wear nothing but the mask? Right. Okay, yeah, that's the question, you know. Shadow says, so gross, my eyes hate this part. Why would you play anything but a man in this game? And then Shadow says, hey, Bo, welcome to the debauchery. Yep. Bo says, you ain't just whistling. I get home from my Wednesday class to this. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Bo. Yeah, it's pretty sick. So, Bo, just to let you know, this is kind of a parody thing that was put out by Red Room. So, I think it was basically to kind of test the waters against something like Thirsty Sword Lesbians, because they're basically doing the same thing, only this is kind of like, you know,
Yeah, but they're doing, how many pages is this? It's endless. It just goes and goes
yeah,
and goes.
yeah. I mean, oh, ooh.
But the games that they're sort of exaggerating in the opposite direction for, those games are only 3 or 4 pages long.
So weapons, here we go. Killing things with your bare hands is all manly as shit. But if the other fucker has got a 10-foot spear, the only thing you have got is your bare hands. The only thing you are going to do to hold your split entrails is hold your entrails. Okay. So yeah, getting a weapon is a good idea. Below the list covers most weapons available for real. All right, so
Would you be able to play a campaign with this game, or could you
I'm
even get through a one shot with your character?
you're collecting up points, you're using them to gain more boners, so I guess it's a leveling system of kind of ish. I mean, they don't really have any level yet, but
It would seem like your character would explode at some point or get mass murdered at some point.
okay. So very simple damage specs here, basically specific numbers, which I kind of like. It kind of alleviates you from rolling the dice. You only roll the 12-sided dice in this so far. And grenades, okay, you know. Some of this is okay. Checks out. Woman carrier, just like cats, women stop resisting if they're objects lodged in their butts. That's mouths. Okay. Wow. Wow. Editor, hey dickhead, do you need to actually list some things, items in this section? Okay. Let's go into violence. Here we go. I guess this is how to fight. OBS is reconnecting and deconnecting all the time, so something's
Oh, that's
going
not
on.
good.
Yeah.
You need faster internet, or faster
well,
hard drive, or faster something.
I got fast everything. I just need faster internet, I think. Attack. So there's melee weapons. Blah blah blah. Oh, when gang banging an enemy. Okay.
I like that picture. That looks like a normal picture right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know, nice,
She could
cool
be in a
looking.
sci-fi thing. It's got a planet in the background. Yep.
What is that? I don't know. Sidewalk or something?
Yeah,
Crazy.
she's
Ranged attacks. Okay, so you got gangsta style, short, medium, long, very long, and I can barely see the fucker. Okay. And so we got direction rolls just in case there's a mishap with a grenade or whatever. Wrestling, a dick attack.
I knew there'd be a dick attack. I just knew it for
Course.
some reason.
Of course.
Not sure how.
Intimidation.
You know what?
Okay.
This book should have been just called Dicks
Dicks.
instead of Men. It should have been called
Man
Dicks.
dicks. Taming shrews. Okay, so there's bondage. So capture, bondage, and then
Yeah, it should have been called Dicks Balls Deep, something like that. Instead of Manly Men,
that's going to be the first module, I think.
I guess.
So it's giving you how to basically, subdue women, and then they are like part of your inventory.
Because you could totally do a Manly Man RPG and not have it be this messed up, you know? It wouldn't have any politics in it.
Yeah.
It would actually be believable. It'd be like a superhero game kind of a thing.
For sure.
You'd have Superman versus that Mr. Who's the guy now that I see on YouTube that kills everybody? He's on a TV show or a cartoon TV show.
That kills everybody?
Yeah, he kills everything.
I'm not sure.
He smashes their heads against the wall and they're dead. He's like super, super strong.
Is that like a meat cannon thing or
It's a superhero cartoon. Kind of like The Boys.
Oh,
but it's a cartoon.
Omni-Man, him.
Omni-Man, okay. Yeah, that guy just murders everything.
Yeah. Yeah, he cracks and he goes ahead and pretty much kills his son.
I mean, you could do a Manly Man RPG with that kind of stuff in it, you know? It would make sense. Instead of all this dick stuff. Too much dicks. Too much farts. Too much.
So we're in the monsters here. So we have Haitians. We have, so the Boomastani. So that's supposedly what they look like. Wow. Female sex, fertile and fat. Lovely. Some guys are into fatty girls.
I would say the men are monsters too. The whole book is a monster manual.
Yeah, exactly. Butt pirates. So you get the gay disease. Boy, that's and you get outrageous fashion. Yep. Cool. Okay. And then we've got whatever that is. That is a what the fuck is that? Is that what they are? No.
Well, there's bears.
It's just a picture.
That's not what a bear. There's bears, but that's not a bear.
Okay, so crabs. Crabs. Wow. Okay, so that's a crab. Cool. That's weird. And then you get dick wolves and feminazis. Yeah. Okay, that'd be scary.
No one uses the term feminazi anymore. That's like from the 80s.
No ballsy azzy. Okay. Those are guys that have been neutered. Medusa.
Yeah, they're the eunuchs with eunuchs with pink hair.
So boob distraction, snake hair, and so it's the boobs.
Is there a picture?
Yeah, there we go.
Does she turn you to stone?
Let's see. Boob distraction, so her lovely green jugs, and then snake hair. Creature inflicts points of damage, but poison. Okay, so it's poison. Petrifying. A creature that looks at Medusa's hair turns to stone at the end of it. Fighting a Medusa without looking her in the face. It gives you a bunch of minuses.
Many typos.
Yeah. Lesbian. Oh, they're lesbians. Okay. And
So if you look at the Medusan's hair, you turn to stone,
Right.
and it's over. You're
That's it. By the end of the
make a new
turn.
character.
Yep. I guess so. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they have some remedy for it. Women collective. So you got the woman giant, woman catapult. Catapult is made from 24 or so healthy girls that hold each other to form a device that can hurl stuff hundreds of meters into the air like a real catapult. While it is possible to shoot girls from for dramatic effect, rocks seem to do the job somewhat better. Destroying a catapult is very easy. Okay, take out the string girl, and the whole thing just crumbles. Well, that's not good. It gives you all the tells you how to kill everything. Trolls. So yeah, I got a bachelor troll. Um, troll mama. You got dragons, and I don't think there's any. Yeah, there's no traits.
Somebody's a fast typer, or the AI did this for them.
You think? You think this? I don't know. I guess he'll have to clarify whether or not this was done fully by AI or what. No, AI would write this.
The AI doesn't use F words though.
Yeah.
It doesn't know how to use F words.
So this is.
I mean, how many examples is the F word used in literature? You know.
I don't know. I haven't tested the Chat GPT or anything to see if it does use the F word.
Because when they learn the machines, they give it stuff to learn from.
Okay, so we have humans of Haitian. So we have the real men. We have African, Latinos, knifers, beaners. Just so people know, beaners are pathetic and timid things forever dressed in dirty white clothing, smelling of yesterday's fart. They move from place to place, large masses, trying to get any degrading job imaginable. Okay, so we know what that's all going to mean. Asians and then Armenians. They got ninjas too. Ninja in the Asians. Okay, so it's very stereotypical. The Irish.
How come the Irish is the whole page?
The Irish. Well, there's lots to talk about the Irish.
Why is Irish a whole page?
No, it's not. It's not the whole page. You got Italian. Italian's almost a whole page.
Yeah, why is Italian a whole page?
And then, and this is something that would definitely cause a ruckus. Russians are they get more than a whole page here. Oh, and then we have white. So there's the Vikings, the rednecks, tribes that suck. Okay, so
tribes that suck. Tribes that suck.
Let's see. What's a quote from Martin Luther King here? Shut your mouth up before I fucking break your neck. Only tolerant and pluralist people have the right of free speech. You backwater, subhuman, bumbling, fascist, primitive cunt.
He said that, but in a nice way.
Oh, in a nice way. Shut your mouth up before I fucking break
Well, he wasn't
your neck.
alive. Okay, he wasn't alive in 1969, so
there you go. Religious far right.
I see what they did there.
We have Nazis too. Wonderful.
Adolf Hitler too.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, hi, buddy.
Adolf Hitler the second.
Oh, hi, buddy. Listening, I hope you are not mad, but I ate all your cookies and Mama baked for you. Finished the hot water in the shower, dropped your magazine in the toilet, and had sex with your wife, and uploaded this onto YouTube. But we think you're cool, right? Okay. So douchebags, wild women.
I'm guessing combat is like everyone's turn is combat.
I mean, we kind of glaze over the violence part. So,
I mean, your character is just going to be innately violent. Is that a word?
I guess so,
It's
because
like
you need the
your
three
character.
H's. You're horny, you're hungry, you're whatever the
Yeah.
other one was. So I mean, you need to eat. You need to squeeze one out.
Where are the cops? Are there cops in this setting, or are there jails?
I guess I mean, you've got the feminazis. I guess.
Is it just mayhem?
I guess so. Haitians of note. You have an evil queen. Okay, so you have women of note. LOL. Just kidding. There are none. Okay, we see. Some interesting things: a magic mirror and gender bender. So this is stuff about the evil queen. Okay. From his image. Oh, this is a he-she thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. Frigida. She screams, mumble jumble at her foes. Bobbit attack. Oh, nice. Okay. I guess that's her. And boob protest. God. Miss Sandria. Okay, so this is most powerful leader. Okay, and that's her. Kind of looks like a vampira kind of thing.
Yeah, Vampirella.
Tips. Where are we now? Oh, 124. We're almost there. We're almost at the end. Abilities and conditions. Disease. Gay disease. So it's explaining some of the stuff that we already kind of went through. Tables on the diseases and different other things. Cyanide, Medusa blood, corpse juice. Nice. French perfume. Okay. Yeah. Just smell gay.
Toilet water.
Toilette. Oh, du toilette. Unarmed attacks versus natural attacks. Adventure ideas. Okay, adventures in Haisha deal with food, sex, and violence. Everything else is for fucking sissies. Now, if these things are not just little bonuses that sprout out like dicks after a massacre, these are the main fucking motivations for HHH players. Your HHH ratings grow by the round. If you do not do anything about it, you die. Go kill a mammoth or you will starve. Go kill a butt pirate or your hate will poison you. Go fuck a hot chick or masturbate to death. In the beginning, the campaign, the sessions will be pretty much right themselves. Kill a peasant, rape his daughter, wife, usually same person, and eat their freshly baked pie. Later,
Maybe this could be a video game.
I guess it'd be kind of a weird. Well, you know,
you've seen on YouTube. On YouTube, I see those commercials with the video game where the guy has to rescue the princess. She's up in a tower, and he has to do all these weird things to get to where she's at. And then she turns into some alien witch lady and tries to murder him. So he wasted all of his time trying to rescue her.
Yeah. Oh, there was that other one where it was the guy was actually, the guy in the story that you're playing is actually stalking the woman that you're trying to rescue.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen one like that too. Yeah, this girl's in the house. She's all alone, and someone's trying to break into her house. And I don't know if you can switch characters back and forth, but that one seemed weird. YouTube doesn't play that one too often.
Yeah. So it gives you some ideas for some quests. So there's raid a village. So there's rescue women from the feminazi. There's complete the rainbow. What's this? Okay, this one has 2 levels. Each one is fuck one female of each tribe. It is not easy because you have to travel a lot. But fucking these bras is pretty easy, at least after you kill their owners. The second level is a real challenge. Fuck a woman of each species. This includes Medusa, a troll, and oh yes, a feminazi. So you will not enjoy it. They will not enjoy it, but damn, it is so manly. Advanced quests. Okay, so we're getting
if I were to play this game the way with the social contract I have, there'd be so much fade to black There'd be like nothing visual to describe in the game
How long is your
because it was
fade?
constant.
Do you fade to black for a couple of moments of silence? Just or do you just fade to black? Next.
You say, yeah, fade to black, and then it's someone else's turn, or fade to black, and then the next morning.
Right. Okay.
So it's quick.
Okay.
So now you wake up. What do you do?
Oh, here we go. GMing tips. Alrighty. So
here we go. Here.
Use the word fuck a
Any-
lot. Scream it.
That's the tip.
When GMing, always scream. If a girl walks in, lower your voice. Then scream, fuck! That's it. Anyone who tells you anymore to the art of GMing is a fucking fucker, fucking fucked up, fucking pieces of fucking shit, fucking A to fucking Z.
Man, that's me. I just got labeled right there.
You see, now that is a good fucking GM. Anything else? Fuck no. Okay, so tribal campaigns. Some games, okay, you kill Mr. Z. They span many years, cover many boring time spans between adventures. Well, fast. Okay, keep track of the age of the party. So this is a long-term kind of thing. Make sure you keep track at an orderly table. No. Start playing, you lazy bastard. You pay for the damn thing. You may as well enjoy it. Okay. So once again, we have more of my homemade things. So once again, it says Men is a work of satire. A very serious satire. If you do not like what this the satire says, he's going to ram you in the guts with his big ass horns. I basically said this before. So anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
So after reading through this, let's say it's not a game, it's more of a humor book.
Right.
What part of the book was the most entertaining to you?
I mean, maybe it's just the idea of the concept of maybe the different boners. Like that's something so outrageous and weird, but I don't know. It's just like, yeah. I mean, the rules are confusing. I mean, I guess they can make sense if you read it over maybe a couple of times and write notes, but oh man. The
I mean,
idea
parts of the book I got a little smirk out of.
right.
But
Well,
then I'd get confused when I'd read the very next line. I'd get confused, like, what are they talking about here? So it was like, I wanted to laugh at something, but then I'd get thrown this weird ass rule or roll these. What is this? Here's a chart. What's this chart for? What's this? I was kind of confused reading along with you when you're reading it.
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Let's see. Was there any more messages going on here? I can't even bring up the
artwork was
chat
good
anymore.
though. I like the artwork.
Yeah, it was cool. That was the cool thing about it, definitely. And
I mean, I could take that artwork and make a story just from the artwork.
Yeah. It does
make a setting. Make a setting for Traveler just from the artwork.
It would be kind of like
the Drifter,
the world of gore or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be barbarian Drifter stuff.
But I mean, yeah,
and you have to go. You have to kill the evil queen, or you have to rescue maidens from the evil Medusa, or you have to, you're going to steal the king's treasure. Something.
So
the artwork is, what's the word? Evokes. It makes me think of, oh, this is going to be cool. This is the setting. This is the action, the scenes I'm already thinking of. But then I read the first 5 or 6 pages. And I'm like, what?
What's the artist name? Beasley? Kind of reminds me of his stuff.
I don't know.
Beasley. Yeah, I think that's, or
It looks like
Or
they took some wrestler photos, uploaded it, and then the AI turned those wrestlers into heroic Conan-ish, whatever theme.
right. It's I mean, yeah, it's cool and it works. I mean, I wouldn't dump on it for being AI art. It looks cool. It
Oh no,
works.
I use AI art. I have
Yep.
no problem using it.
Yeah, I mean like
AI art is just a tool. It's
yeah.
just another art tool. It's
So
not it's not instant good art. It's constant retyping the prompt over and over and over again until it's starting to look like what you want it to look like.
yeah, yeah.
You'll spend 3 hours on one stupid picture,
Yeah,
and
sometimes
then
it's
and
it.
then you end up not using the picture.
Yeah.
But if
Well,
you're drawing by hand, you know what you want, so you draw it the first time instead of having a computer guess what you're trying to make it draw.
so for me, I don't think there's anything that I mean, I could imagine maybe using a manly man world maybe in a traveler game, but that would be it for what I could cannibalize out of this as far as I'm concerned. Shotter?
I would use it as a Conan thing
Right?
with hot girls, most of them evil sorceress women, psionics. They got guns. They got diesel trucks. They've got like Road Warrior,
Yeah,
but with
yeah,
Conan
yeah.
characters. And they want what the travelers have. The travelers crash on the planet. They get found by these people, and they want their stuff. They want their tech because they're a feudal technology. What feudal technocracy kind of a government. Whoever
Those
has the best tech runs the planet, kind of a thing.
exactly. Yeah. So,
Girls are
yeah.
impressed by guys that have the high tech.
Let's
That's
see.
about as manly as I would get, though.
Let's see. What do we have? Anything else being said here? All right. Yeah. The Omni Man. Yeah. Beasley. Simon Beasley. Yeah. Beasley. That's right. Shadow. That's what he was saying. So, yeah. This is,
So Simon Beasley is an artist. I'll have to look that up.
yeah. He's,
What did he draw for Dungeons and Dragons?
no. He did heavy metal. And he did a bunch of
Oh,
other
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know any of their names. I'm what do they call it? I'm a noob, or not a noob, a neophyte or something. I don't. I just know Oh, what's
Mobius.
his name? Mobius. Yeah. I keep wanting to say Morpheus. Mobius from the 70s. That's all I knew.
I mean,
I'm sure there's other people
yeah,
besides him in
I
that
have
galaxy.
the Meta Baron here. So Meta Baron, volumes. You've
What is that?
Meta Baron. That was part of that Inkel, the Dark Inkel, which was based off of um, the movie you love, the with Bruce. I mean, with what's his name, the Die Hard guy. What's his name?
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis. Yeah. The Fifth Element. That was part of the idea was the meta barons and stuff like that. That was part of the Incal, and the
I don't
Incal
know what
was
the incal is.
so
You're talking alien to me. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't know
Anyways,
Dark Baron. I don't know incal.
yeah. So it was basically some of
Are
the
these
stuff
are
that
these books?
Mobius went ahead and expanded on. Yeah, these are like comic book kind of
Oh,
things
okay.
here. So yeah, Joragowski and Gomez. So a lot of these artists went ahead and collaborated, kind of.
Oh,
So you
okay.
had
Yeah, I've
Mobius.
seen those. I've seen that book in comic book stores. I wanted to
Yeah.
buy all of them, but apparently they're hard to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
I waited too long to buy them.
So yeah, I ended up buying the bundle years ago or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
2 years ago, they had like the 5 series of hardcovers, $20 each.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It looked interesting.
it's a weird story. It goes all over the place, but I mean, I just use it for just cool shit. It just perks your imagination up, you know?
Yeah, I like
Make
the artist.
make a
Or,
ship.
is it one artist or a bunch of artists?
This is, I believe it's one artist. I'm thinking maybe an artist and a inker, or did he do both?
But it's like Ron Cobb, but it's the French version. So it's like it's that same
Yeah,
70s style.
he does everything. So G is
And the guy that
Gimez?
wrote it, he was the one trying to do the Dune movie in the 70s.
right. So yeah,
So that's how I found out about this book. It was on his YouTube channel. He was talking about this, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the comic book store and go get it. And I was too late.
yeah.
eBay was already selling the things for like $80 each.
So yeah, as far as that men book, I yeah, it's not. I mean, I could have gotten the same thing out of, say, Richard Corbin's Den. Really?
But see, Dan is you can identify with his character though. He's like you, but he's got muscles.
Yeah. But
and the girls are all treacherous, untrustworthy,
see,
and sexy as hell.
Exactly, and we already have that, so I don't think
you don't. Yeah, that's all you need for
go
drama.
ahead and add anything other than what Richard Corbin has already given us, Dan. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that's.
But this book here, I've done stuff like this with Traveler. You mentioned Fifth Element.
Yeah, because it's kind of the same.
That's just a futuristic New York City.
Yeah.
And you can add humor to the thing. Not too much humor. Otherwise, you end up with paranoia, which I hate. I hate that RPG. Some people think, oh, it's so funny. Oh, yeah, really? Try playing a game. Play a game of paranoia and see how fun it is. That's a challenge right there.
Yeah,
maybe it's fun to read. It's fun to think about. What if? But actually sitting down and playing a game of paranoia,
yeah, I've game mastered the actual, what is it called, Clones in Space. That was fairly successful, but I wouldn't want to do that over again.
Was that for paranoia, or was that a separate game?
It was for paranoia. It was called Clones in Space. So you're going through all the tropey kind of. You have aliens in there. You got everything pretty much, a mixed bag, and you're.
Did you have player versus player?
No, they were too busy fighting off the aliens and the pie fighters. So they were in these pie fighters. They were like pie-shaped things that fired lasers at the enemy, and yeah.
Well, it sounds like you picked a good splat book to use.
Yeah.
Because some of the splat books for paranoia are they're just not that good.
Yeah. I mean, you have to read them through and kind of giggle a bit and go, okay, I see where they're going with this. They're going with Monty Python kind of stuff. Because if you don't understand the, if you're a new, like if you're a millennial or generation whatever Z,
if you're born in '98,
they're not going to understand
you'll be offended by everything.
They're just not going to
get it.
Yeah.
You won't get the references.
I was fortunate.
Yeah, there's like there's British humor, and then there's Mad Magazine humor.
I mean, I showed my kids know of Monty Python. I think Chloe's my daughter, my middle kid, her favorite is the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. She watches that every once in a while just to get a kick out of it. And so yeah, my kids have been, they've seen Red Dwarf and stuff like that, and they've actually laughed about it. So they've been
That one I've tried to watch, but I just can never get into it.
yeah, you have to get past that first season. It's kind of like it's kind of a once you get past like that first little bit, it starts rolling really fast, and they have some really cool characters in there. It's quite funny. It's kind of like watching, I guess, Rowan Atkinson with the Black Adder. You might go through the first part going, will I really like this? And then after a while, you get introduced like characters like Flash and stuff like that, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
there's like a
hilarious.
pattern.
Yeah,
There's like a formula that they use, and each season is years later, and the
yeah,
same actors
same
playing
actors.
this.
Yeah,
So it's kind of cool how they did that.
yeah. So
But yeah, watching the first season, you're like, what is this show? What's going on here?
yeah,
Is this a dark comedy? Comedy? Serious? Are these actors? Is this Masterpiece Theater? What are they trying to be here? And
yeah.
then you're like, oh, I get it. I get what they're doing now.
So, anyways, we're hitting at almost the 3 hour mark there, Sean. So
Yeah, I gotta go get some pizza.
get some pizza. I mean, I guess we've shown the world what this book was. So currently can't get it out there. So
That book was huge.
it was. It was
It was huge. Tremendous.
yeah.
Huge.
So I guess curiosity has been sated, and yeah, everybody knows what it's about. So I don't know. Miguel will probably say something in the comments, and we'll see what he has to say about it. I wouldn't mind getting him on, like for I'll probably next week when I have my time off from work. I do plan on having more videos and more live streams and with other people. So we'll see how it goes. Anything you're working on in the meantime, there, Sean?
Well, I'm doing this 2 sequel books for my first book. One's an adventure, how to make adventures or how to make scenarios.
Okay, cool.
And then one's a GM book, how to be a runner, how to run a game session, something like that.
Yeah, that's important. I think, well, if people are going by examples on YouTube,
Yeah.
it's
just that my book is very niche, very niche. 800 people have downloaded the thing. I don't think they've all read it, but so that's good. It's at least out there on someone's hard drive in their download folder with other PDFs that are free that they download.
Have you gotten any like feedback which was kind of weird, or has it been okay so far?
Nope. Oh, usually in the YouTube comments, I get every couple of days I get a comment from someone in the just random videos I have posted. They say, "Hey, I downloaded your RPG. I'm reading it now." They all say, pretty much all of the people say that they understood it. It makes sense.
Right.
It's not hard. It's not really hard.
Yeah. It's just applying it is the thing. It's easy to read something, but when it comes down to applying it, yeah, it takes a bit of time.
Yeah, it takes practice.
But
no, I offer to do a little practice session with people, but it's usually a time zone thing, or I'm at work, or they don't have a camera and microphone or decent internet, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they'll find somebody. They'll find a relative. make their brother.
Help me practice. Okay, you read
In
this.
In the old days, you'd force your brother or cousin to play D&D.
Yeah.
But you've seen how that worked out.
Yeah.
The way people play D&D today.
Yeah.
But my rules, it's a little bit more involved. You know, it's for role players, which is a dirty word now in the hobby. You can't
Oh, you
role
know,
play.
that's why we're being called what is it? We're a bunch of troublemakers now. So, but oh, that's the thing, you know. If everybody's watching Dungeon Musings on how to play a Traveler game, um, and they're just spouting out I can't even speak.
Yeah,
Just
he's the Disneyland storyteller, and the players are the human die rollers.
people should know that is kind of an incorrect way of doing it. It's kind of like having doing a module like keep on the borderlands and having the players roll for every time they go into a room. Have them roll to see if they see the chest. Have them roll to see if they have found something in the chest. You know, and
Yeah.
stuff like you know, it's just like they're just kind of just reading off all the little notes and checking the boxes as they go along. I've done this,
Oh
I've
yeah.
done that, I've done that, and it's just like, oh, it just makes my head hurt. So
It's like, oh, the player told me during Carriage Gen that he's hoping he gets a laser gun. I'm going to put a laser gun in one of the lockers and make sure that he opens that locker to find the gun. Stuff like that.
yeah, but
Like,
anyways,
oh, painful. It's like watching a girl, like an 8-year-old girl, play teacup party with her stuffed animals. It's painful.
yeah, in that sense, yeah.
And she's doing the voices for all the animals, and she's forcing all the animals to drink her nasty lemonade something concoction. And then she punishes the stuffed animals that refuse to drink it. Drink up.
Drink now. You're not listening to me. Yeah.
And then the room ends up a mess. She has to clean the room before her older sister comes home from school. Otherwise, there's trouble.
Yeah. Oh, alrighty. I will let you go to pizza. I am going to go to sleep here. I gotta work tomorrow. So thank you very much for attending this wonderful read through. Appreciate your feedback and every and I'm pretty sure everybody else did. So
I almost failed my sanity roll a couple times.
yeah, me too. Me too.
Hung in
Alrighty,
there.
guys. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to end the stream. Take care. We'll see you next week. Chow mein noodles.